A very pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Harv Collins Field here on the campus of Norman High School as we get ready to bring you the Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. And hi again, everybody. I'm Steve Marshall. Deon Amade, as always, is alongside. We've got a matchup here tonight between two top 10 teams, number 5 Norman and number 10 the Moore Lions.
Yeah, we got a lot of offense to look forward to. Last week, Norman going for 300 yards passing and rushing the football. On the other side, we saw what Moore could do last week. A lot of athletes on that side of the ball.
Should be an exciting game here tonight. Let's look at some of the featured players that you should be watching out for tonight. A newcomer to the Norman squad is Nikhil Davis.
Yeah, he transferred over from Westmore, a good, strong kid. Coach said he's going to be playing a little outside linebacker, a little defensive end, some fullbacks, some tight end. They're going to put him all over the place and try to use him to their advantage. Big, strong, physical guy. Already got some Division I offers. Look forward to seeing a great talent from him tonight.
All right, another talented young man, not just on the football field, but the baseball field, is Cade Horton. He's the quarterback for the Norman Tigers.
Yes, offense coordinator said this is the best quarterback I've seen in all my years of coaching. He can do it all for these guys, running, passing, over 60% passing right now in the season. So look for a lot of great stuff from him tonight.
All right, it should be a great matchup here tonight. It's Norman against Moore. It's your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week, and it's coming up next. Stay with us.
The Ford Game of the Week is being brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers. Visit your best in Oklahoma Ford dealers for the best deals on Ford's full line of vehicles. Ford is the best in Oklahoma. Weoki Federal Credit Union, proud sponsors of the Weoki Kick for Cash. Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken. Roller weight loss and advanced surgery. Your best you starts here. The Plaza at Town Square by McCaleb Homes. Love where you live. And by Cox, bringing us closer.
Weoki's Kick for Cash is back for its 8th year, and we want high school students to kick for cash. Weoki has given away over $20,000 to Oklahoma City area students. Look for the Weoki Money Booth at your high school and register to kick for cash during the Ford Game of the Week. High school students can win $500 from Weoki just for kicking an extra point. High school students, don't miss Weoki's Kick for Cash.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this going to take? Am I too old to do this? What am I going to look like with braces on? With payment options and everything else, nothing's hindering me now. I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
Collins Field tonight, ready to bring you your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. There you saw the Moore Lions coming onto the field as they ran through their inflatable helmet, and we're still awaiting the arrival of the Norman Tigers. Steve Marshall, Deon Amade alongside, and the entire crew from YurView. Excited to be here tonight, Deon. As we said in the pregame, this looks to be a high-scoring, fun football game to call here tonight.
Yeah, it definitely does. Both of these offenses, like we said in the pregame, very explosive, have a bunch of athletes on the field, and they can put up some points in a hurry. We saw that from them last week as far as Moore goes to play. I mean, they had a number of guys do it in a number of ways, so it should be a good performance from both of these teams tonight.
All right, let's check the keys to the game here tonight. Mr. Amade was taking care of that, and we'll find out what the keys for each team is tonight in this football game.
Yeah, I got a chance to talk with both of these head coaches, and one of the things that they mentioned, both of them, no turnovers. That's something that head coaches normally mention early in the season. Want to make sure that they don't give any extra opportunities to the other side, especially with the offenses that we're looking at tonight. Number 2, wrap up when you tackle. We saw a lot of guys fall off of number 6 Gerard last night, so hopefully they can get him to the ground. It's going to play on both sides. And number 3, last but not least, limit the explosive plays. Both of these offenses have big play capabilities. If you can limit those, you can come home with a victory tonight.
Norman won the toss. They deferred to receive the kickoff in the second half. The Tigers come into the contest ranked number 5 in Class 6A with a record of 2-0, fresh off their win last week over Deer Creek, where they won 49-7, as Cade Horton had 405 yards total offense while accounting for 4 touchdowns. More, last week they were led by Daniel Highshaw. The Kansas commit finished 9 of 14 passing, 290 yards, threw 2 touchdowns to Brandon Gerard. He had 6 catches for 254 yards. Highshaw also rushed for 86 yards on the ground and 2 more touchdowns. So a lot of offensive firepower in this game here tonight. And I don't know, games like that, usually you see guys running up scores. You can expect a lot of turnovers, and really do expect this to be a wild game and a lot of fun to call. So hopefully you'll enjoy it tonight. It's your Oklahoma Ford Dealers game of the week. Tigers all set to kick it away. They'll be looking right into the sun, as it is not too far from setting here in the great state of Oklahoma. They kind of hook shank it over to the 32-yard line, and that's where the Moore Lions will get it in play. 1st and 10 as they bring out their offense here tonight to go against the Norman Tigers.
Yeah, it looked like that one just came off the side of the foot there. Unfortunate, not the way you want to start the game for the Norman Tigers.
They're actually going to spot it at the 37. Daniel Highshaw is the quarterback. He's committed to Kansas as a running back, but he is just so athletic, so good, and can throw the football, as we saw last week, that you have to play him at the quarterback spot at the high school level. So the Lions come out for the first play from scrimmage, 1st and 10. Spread offense. One running back in the backfield. Gerard wide to the right bottom of your screen. Play action pass, go to the far side of the field. That is caught. That is Gerard. As Gerard makes the catch, picks up about 6-7 yards on the play, and just showing a little bit of what they can do.
And although that's not for big chunks of yards, I mean, a 6-yard gain on 1st down is excellent, but that was a big time throw. Throwing from the opposite hash to the other side, a 5-yard out, a big time throw by Highshaw.
So they give him 6 on the play. And the next play, running play, Highshaw trying to get outside, gets near the 1st down marker, but looks as though he's going to be about a yard shy as he gets it across the 45 to the 46, needs to get to the 47. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 1.
And that's a good job by the secondary of Norman to come up and help the defense in the running game. And that's what they're going to have to do tonight, especially with the capabilities of Highshaw running the ball. They're going to have to come up and make some athletic plays in the open field.
So 3rd and 1 here on the opening possession for the Lions. Tigers try to get the stop, handoff, fullback, 1st down and then some, right to midfield. The ball there to number 11, Jace Gardner, and he had a big game last week.
Yeah, he certainly did, and he's continuing with that first carry on tonight. Strong running from Gardner, doing a good job of going downhill. You could see the defense was lined up, man-to-man defense, so you had some extra defenders inside the box, including that safety who was rolled down on the tight end there. But Gerard doing a good job of finding the hole, and the offensive line doing a good job of paving a way for him.
Dylan Millette wide to the right bottom of your screen. Highshaw takes the snap, gives to Gardner, bounces it outside. Nice run by Gardner. When it looked like nothing was there, he was still able to pick up close to 4 yards.
Yeah, good job. And this is one thing a defense is going to have to focus on with these two offenses being who they are. When you get an opportunity to make a play, especially in the backfield, you cannot miss that. Right there, although didn't get the tackle for loss, a good job by the defense getting the ball carrier down.
Brings up 2nd down and 6. Highshaw, play action out of the backfield, grabbed by the big tight end. 1st down yardage and more as they continue this drive here. The pass complete to Alex Baxter, 6'4", 209. I was down on the field before the ball game. He looks bigger than that.
Yeah, he certainly does. And he was a wide open target for Highshaw right there. Looks like the safety might have missed his man there. It was a miscommunication in the secondary because he was wide open by himself. Look at him come from the opposite side in the formation and wide open in the middle of the field.
Gardner running play. Gets a yard. That's about it. Not much more. Nice job by the Norman defense. Charles Prince in on the tackle there, number 18 for the Norman Tigers, along with Cedric McClendon.
Yeah, and that's a good job. They're going to need some of those tackle for losses here in this game.
Line of scrimmage is going to be the Norman 35-yard line. Opening possession of the game, and they've already knocked about 3 minutes off the clock. Two receivers to the left. Looking down the middle. Has time, has Gerard. Great defensive play.
Great defensive play by the safety coming over the top. It was man-to-man defense. The tight end that the safety is responsible for stays in and helps to block to pick up the pressure. So the safety falls back in the middle of the zone and almost comes down with the interception. Great defensive play by number 7, Isaac Ramon Brown.
Brad Hill, he's the head coach, third year at the Moore Lions.
Excuse me, Isaac Raymond Brown.
Third down and 8 coming up for the Moore Lions. Highshaw this time going to roll it out to the right side. Looked like he wanted to tuck and run. Now a flag comes out. Highshaw still spinning and weaving, but it may all be for naught. As he fights his way and spins out of bounds, that's enough for the first down, but the referee threw it. And back there, you got to think it's a holding call.
Yeah, that's normally where those kind of fall. And luckily enough for Norman that they were allowed to get some pressure back there because they had an open man running down the field on the go route on the outside here on the right side.
So that is the call, holding penalty against Moore. And now the line of scrimmage. There's the referee. All the way back into Moore territory. So after he spun around is when the hold took place. So he was actually a good 7-8 yards behind the line of scrimmage where the infraction took place. Now the line of scrimmage is the Lions' 47-yard line. They need to get all the way to the 27-yard line in Norman territory.
And up until that penalty right there, it was a great drive that the Moore Lions were putting together to start the game.
Working out of the shotgun formation. Gardner in the backfield. Slips out of the backfield. Now one-on-one pass. Downfield receiver comes back to make the catch. That's going to be enough for a first down, and a great job by number 14, Kelton Walker. That's looking back for the football, and the defensive back did not do that.
That was an impressive catch by Kelton Walker right there. Underthrown ball coming back and helping your quarterback out, and a big-time first down for the Moore Lions. Those balls are so hard to play as a defensive back when you're having to come back to the ball. It's always a probable situation. You got to stay in that hip pocket so you can be able to adjust. That time the cornerback just a little bit over the top.
Here's Gerard on the jet sweep. And we saw him last week, but the big week that he had has lots of speed, very shifty. And he's going to run the ball all the way from the 25-yard line down to about the 16, picks up 9 on the carry.
And that's the thing you got to do with athletes right there, especially at this level. You have to find ways to get them the football. Right there, they stick Gerard in the backfield and just hand him the ball, and it picks up a good chunk of yards.
Highshaw this time, they fake the jet sweep. Penalty flag comes in from the secondary this time. And by my numbers, that's the 10th play of this drive.
It's been an impressive work so far, although I think there's a penalty on the Moore Lions here. It looked like I saw a cut block while another player was engaged.
Look at Dion on top of the game.
Eagle eyes, baby, eagle eyes.
So the penalty is going to push them back again. They may get 300 yards in this drive if this keeps up.
Well, at least running from east to west.
So they'll spot the ball all the way back now at the 34-yard line. Need to get it to the 15. But you get an idea of the Moore talent, the abilities of Highshaw. We've seen Gerard, we've seen Gardner. We saw the big tight end come up with a big catch, Alex Baxter. A lot of different weapons, and I haven't seen Norman this year, but from all accounts, they have at least that much, if not more.
Yeah, I'm excited to see them roll out here on offense as well, but the defense has to figure a way to get off the field.
Three-man front defensively for the Tigers. Moving some players around now. Running backs to either side of Daniel Highshaw. Little RPO to the left side. That's going to pick up about 2 yards.
And this is something that Moore's going to quickly learn. The fact of the matter is, Norman is playing straight-up man defense. When you add 2 backs in the backfield with a tight end, 21 personnel, you're adding safeties inside the box, and it's going to be so muddy in there. Your offensive line is going to be asked to do a lot. So they're going to have to kind of spread things out if they're going to get this rushing attack going. But you're going to see it once again, 21 personnel on the field, 2 backs, 1 tight end.
3rd and long now for the Lions. Highshaw takes the snap, dropping the throw. Looking down the middle. Has a receiver out there, and he made a great catch. No, he couldn't hang on.
And it was right there in the breadbasket. Excellent route, great throw. He has the corner on his upfield shoulder, does a great post move inside. He puts the ball right on the money, and he just can't bring it in. It hits his fingertips and falls off.
I bet he would tell you he thought he should have had that. Not a bad throw for a, Dylan Mallett. McLaughlin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I believe that was Mallett.
Looking downfield, throwing, got a guy on the corner route. That's complete. That's going to be enough for another first down.
And that's just good awareness of where you are on the field. You saw those ballerina toes right there as he taps them both in and lands the ball right where it needs to be to get this drive to keep on moving and get the first down for the Moore Lions.
So 1st and 10 now, line of scrimmage. The Norman 13. Seen a couple guys from Norman out there with their hands on their hips. Again, unofficially, 13th play of the drive. Opening drive. Highshaw fakes the handoff, keeps it around the left side. Highshaw for the end zone. Touchdown. No flags in the play.
And that's how you finish off a drive. Right there, jet sweep zone read. And Highshaw calls his own number and takes that one to the pylon. And that's 6 for Moore.
A very impressive drive. Highshaw with a great run, as you got to see the shiftiness that he possesses. The speed, the power. He's a big kid. Listed at 6 foot 204.
Showing you a little bit of the reason why Kansas wants him to play running back for them going forward.
Extra point attempt on the way. Snap back, ball down, kick is up, and it is good. So with 6:16 left to go here in the first quarter of play, Moore Lions go on top first. They lead it by a score of 7-0 on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Drive a new Ford F-150 today with $8,000 total savings plus $1,000 cash for first responders. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Moore Lions take the opening kickoff driving length of the field, I don't know, 2 or 3 times with a couple penalties that pushed them back. And I want to say 14 plays, Andy, on that. 13 plays, 99 yards is what they accumulated, even though they started at their own 37-yard line. And how about the ability to overcome those penalties, Dion?
That was impressive right there. I mean, the fact that every time they had a big third down or a penalty that set them back and they had some adversity, that offense found a way to have an explosive play and get down the field and back inside the red zone. That's one of our keys. They need to limit the explosive plays. Norman did not do a good job of that drive, and they paid for it.
Here's a high short kick. That's going to be taken down at about the 37-yard line. And a nice play there by Joe Willie. We'll see a lot of him on offense, we are led to believe. Quarterback Cade Horton, number 14. He's already had a great couple of first ball games, as he has accumulated a good number of yards for this Norman offense. They come in with a record of 2-0. Horton on the season, 29 of 48. That's 60% passing, 612 yards. So averaging over 300 yards passing a game, 3 TDs, no interceptions. First play, zings it to the right side, and that is caught there by Jaden Bray.
And you can see that tempo starting to kick up a little bit as they look towards the sideline to get the play call. They want to get this thing going and going fast. Chain gang can't even catch up right now.
Now from their own 49-yard line, fake the handoff, pass out here in the flat, caught, and they're going to give him about 5 yards on the reception there.
And that's Andrew Young, number 10. You're going to be calling his name a lot tonight. He's that go-to receiver for Cade Horton, and right there he just slips a little bit before he can get his feet going to get some more positive yards for the Tigers.
Running play, Joe Willie, shifty, getting into the secondary. Joe Willie trying to get to the corner. He's all the way inside the 25-yard line, finally down at about the 23. And man, he was moving those hips.
Yes, he was going up the field, slashing and dashing and making some things look easy. But it wasn't easy on the outside. Picked up some excellent blocking from his wide receiver in some skill position. You see number 5 over there, Jaden Bray, picking up some good blockers.
Horton now keeps it himself, and he's probably going to lose a yard on that play. Nice tackle there by number 32. That's Cole Karn. He is one of the captains for the Moore Lions. And that'll bring up a second down. Let's call it 11. Cade Horton, football and baseball. That sounds familiar. Had a guy named Kyler Murray who did that very recently here. That pass is a little bit behind the intended wide receiver there. Jaden Bray looked like they maybe weren't on the same page in that play.
And that's the second time in this short drive that a skilled position player for Norman has slipped on the turf. I don't know if this is some new turf for the Norman High School Stadium or what, but these guys are going to need to get their footing if they're going to want to pick up some good field position and some good yards.
From the 24-yard line, 3rd down and 9. Horton takes the snap, looking left side all the way. Nice throw, great catch.
What a grab! I said we're going to be calling Andrew Young's name a lot tonight, but he's starting it off early. He went upstairs for that one.
Horton had a lot of zip on it too. Good job just to hang on, much less the elevation. Now the Tigers threatening, as they have the ball at the, let's call it the 12.5, 13-yard line. Cade Horton directing his defense, trips to the right side this time. Going to roll it and keep it. Horton trying to find the corner. That's cut off. Fights his way, gets inside the 10, down to about the 8-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. And that'll bring up a second down situation for the Tigers.
Yeah, that little quarterback power was a little unfortunate, because I feel like Cade Horton had some room on the outside. If he would have just hit it, he pitter-pattered a little bit, looked for the cutback lane, it wasn't there, and then tried to bounce it outside. And by that time, Moore had that thing contained, and there was nowhere for him to run.
2nd down and 6 for the Tigers. High snap. Horton grabs it, throws to the receiver in the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown. And there he is again. Jaden Bray, tough to cover. And he comes back and answers the Moore touchdown with a touchdown toss of his own.
And that was a nice athletic grab by Jaden Bray. This is one of the players that Coach Rocky Martin told me to look out for. A basketball player that they've just got onto the football team, and they said he's an athlete. They expect a lot from him. Well, they got it from him early.
Bray coming into the contest, 10 catches, 87 yards. That's his first touchdown of the season. And now in for the extra point attempt to kick that for Norman. That's Grady Wade. Wade is senior. Snap back, ball down, kick on the way, and it is good. So, as expected, both teams have had the football once. Both teams have scored each time they've had the football, and we are tied at 7 apiece. We're going to get a good look here at a couple of these TD passes.
Well, first of all, it's a great grab by Caden Horton to get that snap down. An even better grab by my man over there, Mr. Bray, snatching that thing out of the air, making it look easy.
Not sure what that was. They're sending both teams to the sidelines.
Personal foul. Roughing the snapper. On the defense. That penalty enforced on the kickoff.
There you go. Roughing the snapper. So that'll be enforced upon the kickoff. As there you get a look at now the guys lined up to get ready to go back out on the field and play some defense. Hey, don't forget tomorrow night on the Ford Game of the Week, the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves will be here in Norman to take on the Norman North Timberwolves. Game time 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Edmond Santa Fe and Norman North right here on YurView Channel 3.
It's interesting the defensive strategy you saw from both of these teams in that first drive. For Moore, that you just saw, it was a zone defense, mostly cover 4. You're seeing 2 high safeties over there, and you could see Caden Horton just picking them apart with quick throws and 5-yard outs and 10-yard outs and some deep corner routes, staying away from those 2 high safeties. On the other side for Norman, which you're probably going to see more of continuing on, is a lot of man. That way they can fit more runners inside the box and kind of stop that rushing attack from Highshaw and Gardner.
Well, we thought it might be a shootout, and unless something changes drastically, and from what I saw from both these teams, that is not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, especially if Moore keeps stringing together drives like they did. Last week, we saw them get explosive plays down the field, like 50, 60, sometimes 40 yards plus going in for touchdowns. Right here, you saw them methodically move the ball down the field, picking up first downs and picking up big plays only when they needed to.
So both teams get a little bit of a breather here, as you can see Daniel Highshaw there, number 2, addressing his teammates, talking with Jacob McLaughlin, number 5. And the defense, both these defenses, you can bet the defensive coordinators right now, their heads are spinning trying to figure out what they're going to do to stop these high-powered offenses.
Yeah, I mean, on Norman's side, it's just a situation where do you switch to a zone defense knowing that this offense for Moore has the athletes to beat your guys man-to-man? And on the other side for Moore, do you switch to a man defense where you can get up closer in the face of some of these wide receivers so Cade Horton can't hit him with those quick passes?
Moore came in averaging 42 points a game. Norman came in averaging 40 points a game. Kickoff from the Moore 45 after the penalty. They'll just drive it out of the back of the end zone. And the Lions will put it in play 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Man, Grady Wade, the senior kicker, he was not messing around with that one. Last one came off the side of his foot. He looked at that ball viciously as he kicked it out of the back of the end zone.
Look at the coaches, Rocky Martin, and there's Brad Hill. Week 3 for most of these football teams. The temperatures have Gone down a little bit. I think we still got up around the upper 80s today, but maybe not the necessity for the automatic water timeouts to make sure that everybody stays hydrated like we saw in weeks number 1 and 2.
Look for this more defense to try to add more pressure, especially in the passing game. Maybe send a couple of blitzers in this series.
Takes the ball away from the running back. Highshaw tries to throw it forward, short arms it. That's going to be incomplete. Looks like they blitzed there, Dion.
Yeah, getting the pressure back there. I said it. That's kind of the answer. If you got explosive players that can get down the field and create magical plays for your offense, the best defense for that, get back there in that backfield. Don't allow that quarterback any time to allow those players to get down the field.
Brad Hill that you saw there, son of a coach. His dad coached several different places, including Idabel back in the day. Here's a running play to the near side of the field. Fighting his way forward, that is Jace Gardner. Gardner with a nice pickup.
So this is an important play right here for this defense. If they can turn a 3 and out and get their offense back on the field, anytime you can get off the field as a defense, playing an offense like this is very important, especially when you know you have an offense to back you up. It could be a 1 touchdown game or just a couple of stops that means the difference in the game.
Big 3rd and 4 for the Lions. Tigers look for the stop. Highshaw goes again out of the backfield, or the tight end spot, hooking up with Baxter once again, and that's going to be enough for a first down.
They're going to have to figure out a way to stop that play right there. Anytime they need 5 or 4 yards, that tight end motions out of the backfield and the safety loses him in transit.
Okay, we've seen the quarterback is good and he can run. The running back is good, he can run. They've got a couple of wide receivers, and then you throw a tight end. They got it all.
I mean, we've heard of a 3-headed monster, but never a 4 that's including a tight end.
Highshaw going to keep it. And this time the Norman defense waiting for it. They drive him back, and he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
That's a good job stopping the run right there. Highshaw not having a lot of success with those design quarterback runs, especially on the zone read, other than that 1 touchdown where they sent in a jet sweep in front of him. Not a lot of success with the QB run.
Big Charles Prince right there. He would not give up his position in the middle of the field. Right there at the line of scrimmage, 6'1", 210. He's a senior. He's there on that left side of that 3-man front. Highshaw looking, going downfield. Receiver gets behind the secondary, but kind of over the wrong shoulder that time, as the pass was intended out there for Dylan Mallett.
Yeah, Mallett doing a good job of holding that line, giving his quarterback some room to throw the football on that upfield shoulder, but it's a little too far left on him, and he can't acrobatically come over and make the grab.
3rd and 9 for the Lions. Tigers looking at it, see what play they come up with. That first drive, boy, whatever they needed, they were able to convert. This time, got to hurry, get this play off. They're going to have to take a timeout. Play clock down to 2, 1, 0. And I don't know, looked like coach was standing right there on his shoulder, so he knew to call a timeout. Timeout on the field with our score tied up at 7 apiece. We've got 1:42 left to go here in this first quarter of play. And one of the other great things that we like to remind everybody about that you can find on YurView, it's the college football matchup of the season. Number 7 Notre Dame at number 3 Georgia. And this week, Jeremy Crabtree is joined by Pete Sampson of The Athletic to analyze Notre Dame's unique recruiting approach in Georgia and how the game is dripping with recruiting ramifications for the Fighting Irish. We also break down 5-star USC commit Bryce Young's performance against second-ranked St. Francis and talk about the highly anticipated battle between Arizona rivals Seguro and Chaparral Friday night on YurView Arizona, and YurView.com. All that and more on this week's episode of the Over the Middle podcast. You know, I heard Georgia and Notre Dame are playing this weekend, and there's a grocery store chain in Georgia that took all the Irish Spring soap off the shelves.
That's taking your opponent to another
that's dirty.
level.
That's dirty, right?
I see what you did there.
Okay, I'm working, still trying. 3rd down and 9 for the Lions. Highshaw with Gardner off to his right side. Looking downfield, has time. Pass is intercepted. Stepping in front of the pass and coming down with the interception. Cedric McClendon, the junior.
Good job. That's exactly what this Norman defense needed. You see man-to-man defense across the board, but he doesn't see the defensive end drop back in coverage inside that window, and he just pitches the ball right to him. Look at the replay right here. You can see the linebackers dropping back in coverage. He thinks he can get the ball to the outside, and great hands by number 18 for the Norman Tigers, Cedric McClendon.
Good read by the man in the secondary. I was just about to say that Norman, other than that one play, has been giving too much time for Highshaw to throw the football. That time it didn't matter. Running play, Joe Willie up the middle, and still continuing to fight. He's not that big, but he's still going to get about 5 yards on the carry.
Seems like just defenders seem to slip off of Joe Willie. It's almost slick as his name.
That's Nikhil Davis that you saw briefly there, number 3. He's the move-in from Westmore. He had to sit out 2 weeks. This is his first action here tonight for the Moore Lions, and he's a good one. Willie bouncing it to the outside. Good job by the Moore defense as they hang on. He'll fight forward to gain maybe 3 yards in the play. That'll bring up 3rd and about 4.
Yeah, right there. Nikhil Davis doing a good job of keeping contained, not allowing Joe Willie to bounce the ball outside. Can't bring him down, but a group of Moore Lions come over to help.
Horton going to keep it. He's got first down yardage as he gets inside the 20-yard line. And Horton again showing he's just not a passer. He can also run it. And he gets enough for the first down to keep the drive alive.
And that was a good job executing the zone read. They feed Joe Willie, and then all of a sudden Horton pulls the ball, goes straight up the gut, and picks up the first down.
Again, Willie. Lots of running room. Willie inside the 5. Where are they going to mark him down? Some are calling for a touchdown, and they do get the call. It is a touchdown.
I don't know about that. That might be a turnover. And they don't have instant replay in high school football, but number 28 for the Moore Lions, Marcus Morris, did a good job of stripping at that ball. And before they landed in the end zone, it seemed like he had it under his control. But they call it a touchdown, so I put one on the board for Joe Willie.
Nice run by that young man right there. Man, he is shifty and he is fast.
Got the hair to go with it.
There you go. Snap back, ball down, and the kick by Wade is good. So the Tigers force the turnover, and they take it down the field. And here's a look at the touchdown once again.
See him come off tackle right here, getting down the field, just still turns up the field, uses the speed to get inside the end zone. Look at this, right between, fighting some tacklers. You see it almost looks like Marcus Morris gets that ball out before Joe Willie can cross the goal line and is actually called down.
Interesting. It was very close. But the way that it stands is that the Norman Tigers have jumped out now to a 14-7 lead on the touchdown by Willie. And we have just about 13 seconds left to go here in this first quarter play. Fast-moving first quarter. You can see the student section there for the Norman Tigers enjoying the atmosphere.
Impressive drive by the Norman Tigers, because that time on the second drive they showed that they could do both, not just pass the ball like they did on the first drive, how they executed some great 5-yard outs and some hitches and a couple of 10-yard outs. to pick up first down, to get inside the red zone. This time they decide we're just going to run it down your throat. Joe Willie and Caden Horton doing a great job, excellent display of rushing the football.
So the Tigers will kick it away. Coach Rocky Martin has to be happy with what he's seeing to this point. Made some adjustments defensively. We're able to stop Moore, get the ball, get the turnover, and then take that down and score. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, and the Tigers lead at 14-7. Set to kick it away. High kick. Should be returnable, but nobody can get there in time, and it rolls through the back of the end zone, and it will automatically come out to the 20-yard line as it's time for class, guys.
Look at that. It's just HD TV.
Wasn't it last year that we had the discussion how they used to have the clothesline and they used to slide the pictures down to the sidelines?
I still don't believe that's true. I feel like y'all are still trying to pull a joke on me. They couldn't have put a string from a stadium down to the sideline and just threw pictures down there like, hey guys, look down below.
Andy Casey says it's so, it's got to be.
Yeah, I feel like that's an inside joke between you two.
Mike Davis brought it up. Here's a running play to the left side of the field. That's going to be good enough for about 7 or 8 yards. Jace Gardner on the carry for the Moore Lions. And that'll be the end of the first quarter of play. As expected, it's been a good one. Norman Tigers have had the ball twice. They've scored twice. Moore has 1 score, and it's 14-7 on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week with the Norman Tigers on top.
Weoki's Kick for Cash is back for its 8th year, and we want high school students to kick for cash. Weoki has given away over $20,000 to Oklahoma City area students. Look for the Weoki Money Booth at your high school and register to kick for cash during the Ford Game of the Week. High school students can win $500 from Weoki just for kicking an extra point. High school students, don't miss Weoki's Kick for Cash.
Hold on to me, don't let me go. Your first name is free, last name is down.
Drive a new Ford Expedition today with 0% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 cash for first responders. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Billy Sims makes dinner fast and easy. How, you ask? By using our online ordering tool. Choose from our menu featuring pulled pork, brisket, smoked chicken, and ribs, all with Billy Sims special spices, and we'll get your order completed right away. Because even though you just picked from our mouth-watering menu of meats, we've been smoking your choices on site for 14 hours. So it's ready when you are. All you have to do is pull up to the door and we'll rush your order out to you. Let Billy Sims make you the takeout hero.
Welcome back. We're at Harv Collins Field here on the campus of Norman High School. And the Tigers have the best of it right now. They're on top, leading the Moore Lions by a score of 14-7. Moore took the opening kickoff, went down the field and scored. Norman reciprocated. And then Norman came up with the interception and drove it in for another touchdown. And that's where we stand right now, 14-7. Lions have the football at their own 28-yard line, looking at a 2nd down and 2. Gerard goes in motion. Highshaw dropping the throw, looking downfield. Receiver again beats the defenders and coming down with the catch, and what a catch. That's Dylan Mallett in traffic.
And that was a great catch by Mallett, doing a good job of elevating, going up, and catching the ball at the highest point. Highshaw had 2 options right there. Gerard, who was going in motion, also had his man beat down the field as well. But he tries Mallett for another reception again this evening, and he comes down with it. Big chunk of yards for the Moore Lions.
And Highshaw's committed as a running back, but he could play quarterback at maybe a smaller school, don't you think?
I believe so. I mean, you see the passes that he's throwing tonight?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ooh. He's not afraid to go downfield. He's got a good tight spiral in the ball. He can throw the quick out, and he can run it. Wonder if Les Miles is going to get him in the long run.
See a couple of running back tosses in his future halfback pass.
For sure. Just underway here in the second quarter. Lions have the football in Tiger territory at their 34-yard line. Highshaw, quick pass to the outside. And making the catch and right away getting hit is Gerard. He'll pick up about 3-4 yards at the most.
And you could see Gerard anticipating the hit coming for him. Safety a little high, but coming down with a full head of steam to make the play, making it a 3rd and 4.
Let's find out where big number 89, Mr. Baxter, is.
11 personnel right now.
He's set up on the left side of your screen. Highshaw rolling to his right, has some running room, waits for the receiver to get down deep. He's got his man, and it's a touchdown.
And that's just excellent vision by Highshaw. Running, looking like he's going to pull the ball down and pick up the first down with his legs, but he sees in the corner of his eyes Mallett get open, and he trusts him. He lets the ball fly. Touchdown, more Lions.
Watch once again, just like Dion said. And then throws. And I'll tell you what, the wide receivers for Moore, they're not really big, but boy, they can run.
They can run, and you know what? Number 2 sure does put that ball on the money.
Extra point attempt kick here by number 44. That is Carlos Soto. Soto's kick is up, and it is good. We are tied 14 apiece on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. The Norman Tigers and the Moore Lions. We'll take a timeout. Be right back.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Are you ready to love where you live? Discover the communities of Town Square by McCaleb Homes. Charming historic architecture takes you back to a simpler time, yet with all the modern amenities. These walkable communities in Edmond are designed so you can get to know your neighbors the old-fashioned way. Our Residence Club features a state-of-the-art fitness studio and indoor and outdoor party spaces. Come see and feel the vintage craftsmanship at the communities of Town Square. You'll love where you live.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
All tied up, 14 apiece. Moore and Norman right here. Coming up at halftime, we have our Weoki halftime show. We're going to talk to the coaches, check out the Norman Tiger marching band, go over some of the first half highlights, and of course, Deanna Amade and Chris Sackett will be here with the Weoki Kick for Cash. That's all coming up on the Weoki halftime show. Did we get you out there to do that last year?
No, not last year. I don't do that stuff anymore.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't want to take Chris Sackett's money like that. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm 1 for 1 this year though. Well, I think the last girl made it, or the first girl made it over there at
yeah. But then we had a miss.
And we had a miss last week, so hopefully we can get back on track.
You're betting 500.
Yeah. Penalty
flag comes out on the return. That's probably going to be a blocking infraction or a hold or a clip or something. If the referee throws it out there, because that's what he's looking for. There's the penalty indication. And that'll move the ball back to where? Check some scores from some of the other games also at halftime.
Sounds like Stillwater's over there having a big night versus Southmore.
Gunnar Gundy is he's gunning.
Yeah, he sure is.
So a block in the back is going to put the ball all the way back at the 11-yard line, and that's where the Tigers will come out 1st and 10. They've had the ball twice. They've scored twice. 5 total possessions in the game, and we have 4 touchdowns. It's called efficiency. Cade Horton, the quarterback. Joe Willie in the backfield, gets the handoff. Stutter steps and is tied up. Good job. Talked about wrapping up, Dion.
Certainly did right there, doing a good job. You saw Joe Willie kind of being patient, trying to let his blocks unfold in front of him. Couldn't find any room, and good job by the Moore defense putting him on the ground.
Good look at Mr. Willie. He had a big week last week. Horton dropping the throw. Steps up in the pocket. Slings this one out to the far side. It's complete to Jonah Payton.
Been looking forward to seeing Payton get open this evening. He had a big night last week versus Deer Creek.
It's like a roughing the passer against the Lions is going to add to it, if I'm not mistaken.
And you can't afford like these. You know it's going to be a tough night for you defensively. You can't give this offense any other advantages. Right there, they put more yards down the field, make it a little tougher on this drive for them to keep them out of the end zone.
Personal foul.
So 1st and 10 now for the Tigers at their own 35-yard line. Cade Horton, quarterback. Fakes the handoff, tries to run it back towards the left up the middle, but he is met by a gang of more defensive linemen, and they're going to drop him for a loss on the play.
That's a good job by the defensive line for the Moore Lions, being able to hold the line of scrimmage and not allowing any running lanes for Cade Horton to squeeze through.
Jameis Relaford, one of the first ones in there. He had a lot of help, though, from that Lion defensive front. So 2nd down, call it 11. Horton dropping the throw. Looking over the middle, still looking, has a receiver break free. He tries to throw it off balance and gets it to the receiver, and it's caught. Nice grab coming back for the football, number 5, Jaden Bray.
And we got to see a replay on that one because I don't know how Bray brought that one in. It seemed like it was underthrown, and the way he came back and just grabbed it off the turf. What an incredible grab by him.
Horton really threw that one off balance. Got as much as he possibly could on the football and just did get it there for the completion. Now the 1st down carry after the completion picks up 4s. Willie goes up the middle.
Yeah, and it looks like Bray was a little shaken up on this catch right here. You can see it. He gets underneath it, gets his hands underneath the ball and just pulls it in. I mean, Caden Horton puts that one in front of him, though. He goes in for a touchdown.
4-yard gain in the 1st down carry for Willie.
As a defensive back, you can't have your eyes in the backfield. You can't come up when the quarterback looks like he's going to run.
Quick pass to the far side and a great hit, but he didn't wrap up. Did not finish the tackle. But the Moore Lions defense, the rest of the gang comes along and helps them out, stops them short of the 1st down yardage necessary.
It's a great run by Davis Crawley coming in the game for the injured number 5, Jaden Bray, and making an impact.
And whistles blow before we can get this play off.
Looks like there's an injured player on the ground for the Moore Lions.
And they call a timeout, and the teams will head to their respective sidelines. All tied up at 14 apiece on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week, and that looks like cramps, Dion.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot early in the season. You got to stay hydrated throughout the week.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with more for you right here on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. No, we're going to keep it here. All right, want to remind everybody about the Festival of the Americas 2019. Celebrate the rich cultures of Tulsa's Latinx community at Festival Americas. It's happening this Saturday from 4 until 10 p.m. at Guthrie Green in Tulsa. Festival Americas is a free, family-friendly event.
Seems like a fun time. I might need to come out there and check it all out.
Cuando la negra te invite a
All
bailar,
kinds of
no le
different
digas
booths that you
no.
can see,
Cuando
lots
la
of food
negra te
booths,
invite a
entertainment.
bailar, no le digas no, porque no sabes si puede ser la flaca disfrazada, porque no sabes que vas a perder. Así.
Beautiful looking night, as you can see. Right down on the field, Horton, quick pass to the outside. That pass is complete. That's going to be enough for another Norman Tiger first down, and gets them inside the 10, down at about the 8 or 9 yard line.
Yeah, and a little bit of an awkward tackle right there, and it looks like the defender was able to get the ball out from number 10, Andrew Young, but it rolled out of bounds, so Norman Tigers stay with it.
Willie in the backfield, dancing, jittering, and driven back. Good job by the Moore defense coming up and making the tackle on the play. Number 29, Austin Gross, 6'3", 183. He's a senior.
Man, this defensive line is doing an extraordinary job on this drive. Look at all the penetration in the backfield. Look how they're handling the double teams, and the linebackers are able to come up clean and make the tackle.
There he is. Austin Gross driving it back. He did manage to get back to the line of scrimmage right there at the 8 yard line. 2nd and goal from the 8. Horton looks to his left, throws over the middle. Wide receiver screen, and it's in for the touchdown, and that's once again Andrew Young.
And that's a great play call by the offensive coordinator right there. Just a short yards to pick up the touchdown. They go to their main man, number 10, Andrew Young. Nifty running and great blocking, and he gets into the end zone. And he holds the kicks.
How about that? Extra point attempt on the way for Norman. That's Grady Wade. And Grady. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way, and it is good. 21-14. Norman Tigers on top of the Moore Lions on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. We'll be back.
When you've been injured by someone else's actions, you need experts who know exactly what to do.
You need the personal injury professionals at the Able Law Firm. We've been fighting and winning legal battles for over 50 years, successfully recovering more than $400 million for injured Oklahomans, a level of achievement that's unmatched.
If you've been injured by someone else's actions and need help now, we're ready, we're willing, we're able.
Great times, hard work, and memories happen with your car. Before your next adventure, treat your car to a Charlie's Car Wash. Every wash includes our industry-best pre-wash. After your state-of-the-art wash, enjoy our free self-serve vacuums. Or let us provide a fast inside cleaning while you wait. With over 45 years of vehicle cleaning experience, we'll get your car clean, inside and out. Charlie's Car Wash, 5857 Northwest Expressway, War Acres.
Welcome back, everybody. We're at Harv Collins Field. Week 3 of the high school football season. We've got a good one as anticipated. Number 5, Norman Tigers on top of the number 10, Moore Lions. Norman coming in undefeated, 2-0 in the season. Moore lost their opener to rival Westmore in the Moore War in week number 1, and then beat UConn last week to even their record at 1-1. The deep man for the Tigers, number 23, is Jaden West. And the kick is short over towards the sideline. You got to cover that thing up in a hurry, and they do. Good job by Jake Cordova, number 19, making sure that he gets on top of it. As we look at the rest of the rankings in Class 6A, you've got Owasso number 1. They're the undefeated 3-0 team. Broken Arrow is 2-1. Union is 1-2. Jenks is 1-2. Then it's all West Side schools after that. Norman, Westmore, Mustang, Putnam North, Edmond Santa Fe, and more. That's the way it looks in 6A1. And since both teams are a little slow to get on the field, 6A2, Bixby, Stillwater, Del City, Sapulpa, and Booker T are the top 5 in 6A2. 1st and 10 for the Lions, trying to answer back. They've not been able to stop the Norman Tigers. And here goes Daniel Highshaw and his big gainer of the night. Highshaw takes it. Original line of scrimmage was the 29-yard line. He's going to get it out about 15 yards beyond that as he makes it across the 45-yard line. That'll be a first down. Apparently some not so niceties were being exchanged between the teams, with the Norman Tigers grabbing his teammate and saying, come on, man, stay out of that. Don't get involved in that extracurricular activity. 1st and 10, Lions from their own 46-yard line. Well, everybody who was projected to have a big night has done just that so far. Motion, Gerard, Highshaw, going to roll that way, throw it short and underneath. Pass is complete there to Baxter. And let's see where they spot him down. Right about midfield, apparently. Just inside Norman territory at the 49-yard line. So pick up a 5. These guys are mixing it up well. Be curious to look at the stats at halftime to see some of the top performers on this game. We knew it was going to be high scoring, and it lived up to that. Here comes Gerard around the end, looking for that crease. He's going to get first down yardage. Finally taken down at the 41-yard line. And on the tackle there for Norman, number 11 is Cole Thompson. He's a 6'1 senior. Also in the vicinity, number 9, Caleb Sanders. And there's a look at Nikhil Davis, number 3 for the Moore Lions, as he trots off the field. 1st and 10 for the Lions in Norman territory at their 41-yard line. Gardner makes 2 nice moves, makes guys miss. He gets first down yardage all the way down to the 30-yard line. It's not like these guys have a good quarterback and maybe an okay running back and a good wide receiver. I mean, good running backs, both of them, and a couple of good wide receivers and a tight end for the mix for Moore as well. Coach Hill trying to get in the end zone and tie this ball game up. Highshaw rolling right, looking and caught on the run. At first I thought he was throwing it away. Receiver was in front of number 4, Dylan Mallett. We do have a flag down, however. There is 2 flags on the field, one back at the line of scrimmage and then one down in the secondary. So they're going to have to separate that. Ineligible receiver. They're going to decline that and then holding, so they had their choice of 2 penalties. Moore back. Clock stopped. 4:28 left to go here. That's been about the only thing that stopped either one of these teams tonight, Dion, has been penalties. So the ball now at the 43-yard line after the penalty. They need to get to the 21, so
that's one of the things that this Moore Lions team is going to have to discuss at halftime. I mean, too many penalties that this offense has had to overcome. They've done a good job of doing that, but it shouldn't be the case.
Highshaw, the quarterback, taking every snap out of the shotgun this evening. Here comes the blitz. Highshaw nearly tripped up, keeps his footing, then is hit from behind and fumbles. Loose football, and they fight for it, and who has it? Coming up with the ball out of the bottom of the pile, number 75 for the Lions, Jalen Gordon, as Highshaw took a pretty good shot there. Deanne, you talked about sending the blitz more, and they did that time for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Highshaw does a good job athletically avoiding the first blitz, but doesn't see the second one coming. Man, that hit was, they don't do it like that anymore, Steve.
He hit him and also punched the ball out simultaneously. That is a great play by number 17, Cedric Seals. However, Moore was able to get the ball back. Highshaw, little dump off pass to his running back Gardner out of the backfield. Gardner is going to get down to the 30-yard line, but they still need another 10 yards on top of that.
That's a good call right there. Running back screen, making it a manageable third down, a 3rd and 10. So now the playbook is a little bit more opened up for this Moore Lions offense.
3:20 left to go. Good look there at Cole Thompson, linebacker for the Norman Tigers. 3rd down and 10 and a whistle. And timeout called by Norman. They didn't like the way that they were set up on defense or something, and they're going to take a timeout. Stops the clock with 3:07 left to go before halftime. And coming up at halftime, I want to remind you that we are going to always, as we have the last several years, experience the Weoki halftime show. We'll talk to the coaches, check out the Norman Tiger marching band, go over the first half highlights, and of course, Deon Amate and Chris Sackett will be here with the Weoki Kick for Cash. That's all coming up on the Weoki halftime show. And if I'm in Norman, as good as the soccer teams are for the boys and the girls, I'm going to bet that we've got a make coming our way tonight, because you talk about, you know, football schools, baseball schools, but when you talk soccer schools, you got to put Norman right there in that mix. So I bet you're going to have a winner tonight, Deon.
I feel it in the air, Steve. I feel positive vibes right now.
So after the timeout, reset, 3rd down and 10 for the Lions. Daniel Highshaw. I'll be looking forward to checking his numbers at halftime as well. Everybody's numbers for that matter. Gerard goes in motion. Highshaw flushed out of the pocket, rolls right, got a lot of running room. Got the first down, middle of the field, all the way down to the 11-yard line. And I'm sure once Highshaw eluded that blitz and saw all that open field.
And that's the only bad part about bringing pressure on an athletic quarterback like Mr. Highshaw. If he's able to elude the pressure and get out of the pocket, he can do some dangerous things with his legs, as you just saw right there.
Boy, he looks good running the football.
Even better on this view right here,
yeah,
Steve.
Imagine. No wasted motion, just powering his way with that speed as Gerard tries to get to the outside. And they stop him. Good pursuit. Good job by the Norman defense as they knock him out of bounds.
And that's just a great job by this Norman defense, staying disciplined, keeping contained, not letting anything go to the outside.
Well, the referees have gathered. They've called a penalty against Moore. There's a good look at Isaac Raymond Brown. Just caught the end of what the referee was saying. It's going to be a hold. A 10-yard holding penalty against the Moore Lions. So they'll spot the ball at the 24-yard line in Norman territory. Highshaw takes the snap. Here comes the blitz. Another flag is out. Highshaw reverses field. And then he is taken down. That's a good open field tackle right there by number 23, Delson Sotai, 5'9", 160, senior defensive back. Looks like another penalty against the Moore Lions. Illegal motion. So the Lions headed in the wrong direction. Clock stopped with 2:18 left to go here before halftime. Timeout-wise, looks like Norman still has 2 left. Norman has 1 remaining. And the clock stopped right now with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to go.
Offense. That penalty is declined. Second down.
So they declined the penalty. That'll make it second down. Second and goal for the Lions from the Norman 20-yard line. Highshaw and Gardner in the backfield. Highshaw takes the snap. Moore does a good job picking up the blitz, and then the low throw, incomplete. Tried to hook up there with number 14. That was Kelton Walker, but they said it hit the turf first.
Coach Rocky Martin was on that call right there, assisting the line judge, letting him know that that was an incomplete pass.
Yep. Got well into his body and hit the ground before he was able to show that he had it with his hands. Skipped off the turf. So now a third and goal from the 20. Highshaw again. Here comes a late blitz and an incomplete pass, and that's going to set up a 4th and goal situation from the 20. Kind of a delayed blitz, isn't it, Dion? Seems as though they're showing the 3-man front and then maybe waiting just a count or 2 and then sending the linebackers or the safety, whomever coming in on the blitz. Kind of a delayed blitz look. Highshaw going to the sidelines. So apparently a field goal situation. The kicker again, number 44 for the Moore Lions, is Carlos Soto. 6 foot, 160-pound senior. And now a flag comes out. Delay a game. Well, that's not going to help the cause any, because it was going to be a 37-yard field goal attempt.
5-yard penalty. Repeat 4.
And now this is going to make it about 42. So here comes Soto. And now a timeout taken by Moore. So both teams wanting to make sure they put their best foot forward here in these final seconds. Norman wants to hang on to that lead as much as possible. Moore would like to put a dent in it. And that gives me time to remind you about next week's game. The Ford game of the week will be Jenks. The defending 6A Division I champion Broken Arrow Tigers will come to Allen Trimble Stadium for a matchup with the Jenks Trojans. Both teams coming off bye weeks, so they'll be rested and ready to start district play. Game time 7:30 for Broken Arrow and Jenks on the Ford game of the week next Friday night right here on YurView Channel 3. And want to remind you that we'll be right back here again tomorrow night as Norman North will be playing host to Edmond Santa Fe. It's almost like we could, get some cots and just spend the night here and call the game tomorrow night. Norman, a multi-school school district with just the 2 schools but 1 football field. Throughout the years, you've noticed that the Edmond schools have built new single stadiums for each one of their high schools. I know we've called games from Edmond Santa Fe and Edmond North. I don't know that Memorials is done yet. I don't think it is. Maybe next year that'll be ready to go. Mustang and Yukon, they're going to stay with the single school district. So 4th down, now they're going to go for it. Highshaw in a quarterback. Takes the snap, here comes the blitz. Highshaw has a lot of open field to run. Somebody better come back and help out. They're not going to. And he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. No flags on the play. You could hear the Norman sideline yelling for a hold as Highshaw was escaping around the right side, and there was nobody over there for Norman.
Hey, Steve, remember that thing I said about bringing pressure? And then the negative side of that is when the quarterback can run like Daniel Highshaw can run. I think we just saw it.
I remember that, Professor Amade. I do remember that. He got around that corner. I mean, there was nobody there. So Soto in for the extra point attempt to try to make this a tie football game, but he missed it. He hooked it off to the left. And it's a 1-point lead for the Norman Tigers over the Moore Lions on the missed extra point. And there's Highshaw. I mean, nobody touched him till he got in the end zone. Great job, and there you can see that running ability again. He's big, he's strong, he's fast.
And here's the next thing, Steve. You're playing man defense, so all your defenders that are down the field in the open field have their backs to the quarterback. Daniel Highshaw sees that, being the athlete that he is, and he just takes off running. By the time the guys can turn around and recover, he's already in the end zone.
So there's your drive summary. 10 plays, 71 yards, took 4 minutes and 33 seconds. They had lined up for a field goal, then took a delay of game penalty, moved them back 5 yards. They probably felt like, well, 42-yarder might not be within Mr. Soto's range, so they opted to go for it and see if they could get anything out of it, and all they got was 7 points on a long run by Daniel Highshaw. And he's had a big first half running and throwing the football. $10 for 14, 152 throwing the football. 6 carries, 76 yards running the football. That's not a bad game, much less half. They've had the ball more than Norman has. They're going to have a lot more yardage, but right now they trail in the scoreboard by 1. Soto set to kick it away for the Lions. We've got 1:53, and that's plenty of time for either one of these teams to put more points on the board. High kick, far side of the field, taken at about the 7-yard line. Dancing, looking for some running room. Makes another would-be tackler miss. And another gets to the corner, but is finally drugged down. Nice return there for number 10, Andrew Young, as he gets it out across the 22, about the 22. Friday night in Oklahoma. Or a Thursday night, whichever you prefer. Tonight, football. Tomorrow night, football.
So, Steve, here's the situation you're looking at here. 2-minute drill with an offense that can run and pass the football. This should be fun.
Horton, the quarterback. Running play, Willie up the middle. You can hear them shouting out, cover 3, cover 3. What are they trying to tell him out there, Dion? Very quick movement on the offense. Horton hands off to Willie again. He gets out across the 35.
And it's a smart idea to run the football, let some of that time tick off the clock. Just in case you don't get any first downs, you waste the time so Moore can't come on the other side and score really quickly.
Horton drops the throw. Defender was in the vicinity, waved at it. Jameis Relaford. Pass falls incomplete as Horton trots to the sidelines to talk with the offensive coaches there.
Yeah, and I bet Horton wished he could have had that one back. He kind of short hopped it a little bit. Wide receiver was open there in the flats.
Offensive coordinator is Lonnie Nolan. Before the season, he said he believes his offense can produce more than 2,000 yards in rushing between Highshaw, Gardner, and Marcus Morris. And he also was looking to control the game. That's for Moore, of course. And then for Norman, they've been doing quite well on their own, starting off with a 2-0 record and averaging 40 points a ball game. There's a complete pass across midfield. That'll stop the clock briefly until they move the chains inside more territory. And slow to get up for the Lions is Jaden West, number 23. So a timeout on the field taken. And we've got still about minute 3 left to go here before halftime. And at halftime, we're going to entertain you with the Weoki halftime show. We're going to talk to a bunch of the coaches. We're going to also check out the Norman Tiger marching band. We'll go over some of the first half highlights and stats. And of course, Deon Amade, Chris Sackett, they're going to be there with the Weoki Kick for Cash. I had a little birdie tell me that young lady is on the soccer team, Deon, so I'm expecting a 90% chance of a made field goal.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a ringer out here. I think Chris Sackett is starting to do some recruiting.
Brad Hill has come out on the field to check on his injured ball player. And he's under his own power and doesn't appear to be limping or anything, but slowly making his way across the field is the injured player, Jaden West, as you look at Daniel Highshaw. What a physical specimen he is. And there's West. He's kind of holding that left arm a little bit funny, as it might not be a good sign for his return. They were all set to go, but he wasn't off the field just quite yet, and now he is. Line of scrimmage, the 46-yard line in Moore territory. And here we go. Tigers would like to get some more points on the board. They lead by 1. Horton in trouble. Throws on the run. And pass, I believe, is complete here on the near side, and it is. That's a dandy catch there by number 8. I believe that was Davis Crowley who came up with the catch.
And let me tell you right now, Steve, that was a big-time throw on the move.
Second and short. Horton rolling. Throwing deep, has the receiver wide open down the middle, and what a catch! Oh, wow. Andrew Young, fingertip diving catch, making sure that the ground did not cause him to lose it, brought it in, and that is one for the highlights, no doubt. Running play, right side. Trying to pull his way into the end zone. Not quite able to get there. Clock running, 19 seconds left. Still running, and now they finally stop it. They may put some time back on the board. One of the more players is down. That's number 3. That is Nikhil Davis.
Sometimes, Steve, you call it a great pass. Sometimes you call it a great catch. That time, I got to give it to Andrew Young. He laid out for that one.
Here it is again. That might be both. And just a diving grab. Looks like he had trouble bringing it in, but he always kept it where you could see it. There's Horton, his reaction. Said, oh yeah, great catch. I knew it all the time. Immediately looks to the side to get the call for the next play. And the Norman cheerleaders and the home side fans in attendance here tonight certainly enjoyed that. But the big move in, number 3 for the Moore Lions, Nikhil Davis, who had played the previous years at Westmore, transferring just before the season started.
Set the game clock to 18 seconds. 1-8.
And they said they're going to move the game clock up to 18 seconds left. As they look at Mr. Davis and tend to him. Didn't see what happened on the particular play. It's kind of bent over where it's kind of hard to figure what body part is ailing him. And if you want more of high school football and everything around it, then you need to make sure that you're watching the Over the Middle podcast. This week on YurView's high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, it's the college football matchup of the season. Number 7 Notre Dame at number 3 Georgia. Jeremy Crabtree is joined by Pete Sampson of The Athletic to analyze Notre Dame's unique recruiting approach in Georgia and how the game is dripping with recruiting ramifications for the Fighting Irish. We also break down 5-star USC commit Bryce Young's performance against second-ranked St. Francis and talk about the highly anticipated battle between Arizona rivals Seguro and Chaparral. Friday night on YurView Arizona and YurView.com. That's all coming up on the Over the Middle podcast. And if you're holding that like that, I don't know if that's a wrist or if that kind of looks like what it is.
Whatever it is, Steve, it doesn't look good. No,
not at all. Man, you hate that the kid just got back to play his very first game in his senior year. And it looks as though he's probably done for the night, hopefully for not much longer than that. All right, here we go, back to the action. 18 seconds left. Running play up the middle, trying to get to the end zone is Willie. He does not make it. And they immediately call a timeout. They take him back, only allowing 2 seconds to go off the clock. Relaford with the tackle. And a timeout on the play. Scoreboard shows that there are 1 timeout for each ball club. Lion defense gathered around. It's a big play right here. You either go in leading or trailing by 1 at halftime.
Please set the game clock.
Or by
12,
8.
1, 2. 12.
Yeah, now they're going to move the game clock to 12. I thought that play took a little more than 2.
Yeah, I mean, the way that they were struggling to get him down on the ground, I thought more time would have ticked off the clock than that. Norman did get that timeout called quickly.
So, with the timeout, the ball is inside the 2-yard line. Horton can also run the football. There's no doubt about that. You look at the numbers on the season. He's rushed for 156 yards, averaging 7.8 yards a carry and 3 touchdowns. Joe Willie is the primary ball carrier on the season. He averages 6.4 yards per carry. He's going to be lined up to the left of Horton. 3rd and goal. Lions would love a stop here. Horton with the throw. Quick fade, bobbled and caught. Great job there by Andrew Young. Defender never looked back and saw the football. That's a nice read there by Horton and a nice grab again.
And why not go back to the man who got you down there in the first place, Steve?
Great job. Increases their lead now to 7 and on for the extra point to try to make it 8 with 7 seconds remaining. Is Grady Wade. Out of the hold of Andrew Young. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. So with 7 seconds left to go here in the first half, the Tigers will get it into the end zone. Here's 2 more looks at your television. And you can see that the defender was playing the man all the way. As Dion says, you're not supposed to look back at the quarterback because then you lose the wide receiver. But good job, good concentration. You can see there by Andrew Young. Bobbled it at first and then came up with the touchdown. And he's already had a big night. There's the scoring drive, 9 plays, 79 yards. Only took 1 minute and 35 seconds. And now a 28-0 lead for the Norman Tigers.
Yeah, and Cade Horton put that one on Mr. Young very quickly. It wasn't more of a with those fade balls right there. You normally see more of a lob. Horton puts it in the perfect spot on that back shoulder. Good job, like you said, Steve. Good concentration by Young to juggle it, put it in the air, and catch it almost twice.
28-20. That kind of goes along with what we were expecting. The 2 teams coming into tonight's contest averaging 82 points per game between the 2 of them. And we are already at 48, nearing halftime. Tigers will kick it off. Moore has plenty of athletic ability and speed to. Don't really guess that they have anything more than fair catch called for at the 30. Fair catch called for, taken there by number 19 Cordova. And what will Moore draw up for what would seemingly be the final play of the half?
I had imagined they would just run the football and take this one into halftime, but I do believe Highshaw has the arm to kind of get it close to give one of his wide receivers an opportunity to take it into the end zone.
They've got trips to the right side, top of your screen. They're going to send twins to the left side. That opens up the field in the middle. Highshaw going to keep it and run it up the middle to the 40. And knocked out of bounds as time expires, and that will be the end of the first half. So an exciting first half of play as the Lions and the Tigers do battle here tonight at Harv Collins Field. A late touchdown for Norman, providing them with the 8-point lead on top now, leading by a score of 28-0. So good first half of football for the Norman Tigers. And let's go down to the field right now, and Deanna Amate is standing by with the coach.
Coach Martin, how did you feel about your team's performance there in the first half?
No, offensively, I feel that we played really well. You know, defensively, we got them 3rd and long, 4th and long. We got to find a way to get off the field. We're giving up a big play, and that's what we didn't want to do. But, you know, Deuce is a great player.
It seems like that man defense is working for you, but it also is giving you some troubles. Is that something you're going to stick with there in the second half?
You know, that's the thing. You live and die by the blitz. And so if we're going to take our chance with the blitz, you know, we got to keep our eyes on our man and play good technique.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, there you have it.
Steve.
Very good. Thank you very much. Rocky Martin, the head coach for the Norman Tigers. They're on top right now, leading it by a score of 28-20. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with more for you right here on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
The Ford Game of the Week is being brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers. Visit your best in Oklahoma Ford dealers for the best deals on Ford's full line of vehicles. Ford is the best in Oklahoma. Weoki Federal Credit Union, proud sponsors of the Weoki Kick for Cash. Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken. Roller weight loss and advanced surgery. Your best you starts here. The Plaza at Town Square by McCaleb Homes. Love where you live. And by Cox, bringing us closer.
As Oklahoma well what storm season means. Hail and high winds can come fast and out of nowhere. With a legacy of professionalism, superior work, and honesty, Salazar is the most trusted name in roofing. We'll take a look at the damage and provide you with a free estimate. Then you can be confident knowing your home will be secure. At Salazar, our family is committed to taking care of Oklahoma. Salazar, a name you can trust.
YurView.com.
Hello there. Myers, we do a television show called The Verdict.
We try to bring you good guests with good information so that after you've watched our show, you know more than you did before you tuned in. So please tune in.
Topics from all over Oklahoma. You can see it on YurView Oklahoma's YouTube channel and also on YurView Channel 3. Join us on The Verdict. I hope you'll see us and as we learn more about Oklahoma and all of the wonderful things going on in our state.
In Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Come on in
and discover the new Cox Solution Store. Experience a whole new level of in-home comfort. It's all right here at the Cox Solution Store. Discover, learn, and experience more.
Welcome back, everybody. We're at halftime, getting ready for the performance of the Norman High Marching Band. You can see our halftime score. We are in the Weoki halftime show, I should remind everybody. All the halftime proceedings are brought to you by the good folks at Weoki. We will send it right down to the band, and they are ready to perform, and we'll let them do so.
the Norman High School Tiger Marching Band.
All right, the Norman High Marching Band here performing at halftime. The Weoki halftime show will continue. Our score has Norman on top of Moore, 28-20. We'll take a timeout and be right back.
This is the military who suffer from hearing loss or ringing in the ears, also known as tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued these dual-ended combat earplugs and now have hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be eligible for a cash award and medical expenses from the earplug manufacturer. If you or a loved one were issued the dual-ended combat earplugs and now have hearing loss or ringing in the ears, call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Operators are standing by.
Attention all timeshare owners. Were you a victim of a high-pressure or dishonest timeshare sales agent? Were you misled and confused by what you were buying? Did the timeshare fail to deliver what you were promised? Do you feel that you overpaid and just won out? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we can help. We're Timeshare Compliance, and every day we help hundreds of timeshare victims protect their rights, and we can help you too. Our team can legally terminate your timeshare agreement, ending the payments forever, saving you thousands. But you must act now. Call now for a free consultation. With one simple call, the professionals at Timeshare Compliance can legally terminate your timeshare agreement and help end your financial suffering. You could save thousands. So call now before another payment is due. Timeshare Compliance is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait. Call 800-865-0145, 800-865-0145, 800-865-0145.
Countless innocent children were sexually molested by adult Scout leaders. The Boy Scouts of America's own secret files reveal that since 1910, they admitted into scouting thousands of child molesters. If you were abused in a scouting program, you are not alone. Come forward. New laws may allow you a path to significant financial compensation. Call now.
Call 1-800-872-0642. Again, that's 1-800-872-0642.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back to your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. The Norman High School Tiger Marching Band performing their show called Danza. Stephen Myler is the director of instrumental music as we listen to them play. Well, a fine performance by the Norman High School Tiger Marching Band tonight. And don't forget, they also had some of the youngsters in there, the 8th grade band kids, performing with them this evening. And after they march the show, they're going to come on the field and play Land of 1,000 Dances with us, which may or may not have been the song that they just played there for us. But nonetheless, a great performance there, and you can bet that the hometown fans are certainly enjoying that. We are during our Weoki halftime show this evening. And of course, we'll have thoughts from the coaches, take a look at the stats, the highlights, and there were plenty of highlights to look at here in this first half of this ball game that has more trailing the Norman Tigers by a score of 28-20. And now the Palm and Cheer Squad are going to perform. Fine performance there by the Norman cheer squad, and that means that we must be getting closer to the Weoki kick for cash. And the stars of our show, Mr. Dion Amati. There's Chris. And there's Dion.
All right, guys, we're here for another week of the Weoki kick for cash. Now, my friend over here, Elena Mendoza, I think she's been recruited, guys. I feel like we got a ringer here. Soccer player for Norman. How do you feel about this kick?
I feel confident. I feel like I'm gonna make it.
All right, Rachel, come here real quick. Now show her what's on the line here. $500. Can you do it?
Yes.
Don't lay Rachel down.
Okay.
All right, let's go knock it out. Rachel, come back. Don't leave with the money. Don't leave with the money. I see your eyes. They're wanting to run away. All right, she backs up. She looks a little nervous, guys. She looks a little shy, but we believe in her. She's ready to go. It's all on you. Oh, and it's just wide right. Oh my gosh, come here. So what happened there? Just talk to us. What happened?
The nerves. My heart is racing.
They had you waiting too long, didn't they?
Yes.
But that's okay though, because Chris Sackett still has something for you. Chris?
We got $50 for you.
So $50 from Weoki. Thank you for participating. Guys, if you want to participate in the Weoki Kick for Cash and get this $500, Rachel's holding it. Talk to my man, Chris. Back to you, Steve.
All right, thank you very much. We'll take a timeout and come back with more during the Weoki halftime. Still have some highlights, some stats, and the thoughts of another coach before we get out of here with Norman on top of more, leading it by a score of 28.
Were you a victim of timeshare sales agent? Were you misled and confused with what you were buying? Did the timeshare fail to deliver what you were promised? Do you feel that you overpaid and just want out? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we can help. We're Timeshare Compliance. Our team can legally terminate your timeshare agreement, ending the payments forever. With one simple call, we can help end the financial suffering.
Call 800-862-8116. 800-862-8116.
Non-attorney spokesman for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. See disclaimer for law firms.
This drug remains approved by the FDA. Attention HIV and pre-exposure patients. If your loved one used Truvada to treat or prevent HIV infections and later experienced bone deterioration, fractures, or chronic kidney disease, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. It is alleged that the makers of Truvada purposely withheld a safer alternative medication and in doing so exposed thousands of Truvada users to potential serious side effects. If your loved one used Truvada and later experienced bone deterioration, fractures, or chronic kidney disease, call right now. You may be owed significant compensation from the manufacturer. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call now.
Do not stop taking a prescribed medication without first consulting with your doctor. Discontinuing a prescribed medication without your doctor's advice can result in injury or death.
Call 1-800-971-2304.
Attention. Diagnosed with ovarian cancer. In July 2018, a talcum manufacturer was ordered by a Missouri jury to pay $4.7 billion to 22 women who contracted ovarian cancer after use of baby powder and other talc products. The court upheld the record verdict, ruling that substantial evidence was submitted at trial of reprehensible conduct by the manufacturer. Don't wait. Make the call today.
Please call 800-679-8213.
Welcome back, everybody. 28-20, Norman Tigers on top of the Moore Lions. Let's see how we got there. Take a look at some of those first half highlights, and there were highlights aplenty, as they like to say, here in this contest, with a total of 48 points put on the board in that first half. And we will start with a pass play that is caught there. Completion to Kelton Walker, and then this is Daniel Highshaw getting into the end zone to give the Lions the early lead. Norman was able to answer back as Jaden Bray is able to catch the pass from the quarterback, Cade Horton, and then Highshaw looking downfield, but the pass is intercepted there, taken away by number 18, Cedric McClendon. And then Joe Willie goes to work on offense for the Tigers as he fights and gets his way into the end zone. They ruled that a touchdown. But Moore answers right back as Highshaw looking downfield and a perfect pass to Dylan Millette. And the Lions continue to put points on the board, as do the Tigers. There's a quick little slant pass caught there again, and that is Andrew Young with the touchdown on the reception from quarterback Horton. And then Highshaw taking up. That was a 4th and goal from the 20, and he runs it in from 20 yards out. Horton throwing the fade to the corner. Great concentration, great catch by Andrew Young, and that gives us our score here at the halftime by a score of 28-20. Dion Amade is standing by. He's got the coach with him, but we're gonna.
Coach, what do you think about your team's performance there in the first half?
Hey man, it's been an exciting football game, kind of like we thought. It's a one-possession game. We know they're explosive on offense. We feel like we're pretty explosive on offense, and you know, it's going to come down to, can we protect the ball? We talked about that earlier. We had a turnover, and can we produce some turnovers in the second half? But it should be an exciting game all the way down to the wire. So.
What were some of the things said there at halftime?
Oh, just, you know, keep plugging. We think our offense can score, and our defense just get a turnover, you know, keep playing and keep fighting. And, you know, we know they're a good team. We're good. We feel like we're a pretty good team, and it's a fun game. Go enjoy tonight, basically.
Good luck with the rest of the game, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Dion, thank you very much. 28-20 is our score. Halftime, Norman on top of Moore on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. We'll be back.
Oklahoma is not just a state, it's a state of mind. Weoki Federal Credit Union understands what it means to be an Oklahoman. We help the Bennett family lower their auto loan payment by $227 each month. We remove the burden of an 18% loan and provided them with a loan rate they can afford. With a little extra money each month, we helped an Oklahoma family do something important. Smile. Weoki Federal Credit Union. We are here for Oklahoma.
Drive a new Ford F-150 today with $8,000 total savings plus $1,000 cash for first responders. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
At McCaleb Homes, on the surface you see winding roads and historically inspired homes, but we invite you to look deeper. McCaleb Homes Town Square is resort-style living at home. The Residence Club has a fully equipped fitness center, a great room with kitchen and outdoor living and cooking spaces. The rec center features gaming for kids and adults alike. Relax in the resort-style Infinity Edge pool. The kids will also love the playground. Step into a more relaxed season of life. McCaleb Homes. Love where you live.
YurView.com. Game time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back to your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. Norman Tigers on top of the Moore Lions, leading it by a score of 28-20 as we take a look at the halftime stats. Rushing yards for the Moore Lions at 155 yards, 82 for the Norman Tigers. Passing yards, 152 for Moore, 158 for Norman. First downs, both teams had 10 first downs, and penalty-wise, Moore was whistled for 5 infractions for 50 yards, and Norman 2 for 30. Some of the individual numbers, Horton was 12 of 14 passing for 158 yards, 5 carries, 14 yards. Highshaw, 10 of 16 passing, 158 yards. He ran the ball 7 times for 93 yards. So as you can see, both quarterbacks putting up big numbers here tonight, and don't expect anything to change with these two teams here this evening as we get ready for second half action. And this time it'll be the Moore Lions kicking it away to the Norman Tigers. 28-20. We have Norman on top, and they take the kick at the 20-yard line. Coming to the near side of the field for the Tigers, looking for an opportunity to turn that corner. That's Peyton, and he gets a nice return. Boy, somebody got blindsided over there on the far side for Moore. And either way, it'll be Norman Tiger football, and they will have it all the way back at about the 29-yard line is where they're going to spot it. One of the players slow to get back up off the field. More, and that is Marcus Morris. And I think he is the one that was in pursuit and got blindsided by a block, and he got walloped. So he's a little slow, a little groggy to get to his feet. As the training staff goes out there and wants to make sure that he is A-OK. We saw Nikhil Davis leave the game earlier for the Moore Lions, the transfer from Westmore, and he was holding his wrist in a way that did not look good. No word on that. As you get a good look at Cade Horton, he's already committed to the University of Oklahoma as a baseball player and a football player. It worked out pretty well for Kyler Murray, who was drafted in the first round in both. And I've seen Horton play a couple times in baseball, but both times I saw him play, he did not pitch. He's an outstanding shortstop. And he is also a very good quarterback as well. His Tigers on top by 8 points. In motion, give it to the second man, the up man, to Joe Willie. And Willie gets it out across to about the 33. Just underway, just the first play from snap here in the second half. Horton, play action, left side toss, and a great open field tackle. That's a good play there by number 5, Jacob McLaughlin. He read that one well.
Yeah, he did a good job right there. Good job by the secondary as a whole, disguising that cover 4 coverage, but they were playing man right there. That allowed the safety to come down and get a beat on that, especially the screen pass. Take another look at it right there as soon as he comes down with the football. Number 5, Jacob McLaughlin, excuse me.
Wrapped him up and made sure he could not get away. Third down now as Horton drops the throw. And the pass is complete over the middle as he's able to find his receiver there. Tyler Keenan, his first catch of the night.
And that's a good job by Keenan, just sitting down in that window. Just enough yards to pick up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 41-yard line. Tigers first possession here in the second half, leading by 8. Handoff. Willie. Again, and he's not big of stature. They have him listed at 5'10", 170. Doesn't look it, but he's a pretty powerful runner too, besides being very shifty.
Yeah, he definitely is. Continues to fall forward and pick up positive yardage for this Norman Tiger team.
Gain 5 on the first down carry.
And that's surprising because you saw they ran that outside zone to the boundary side of the field. Like they had it pinned in correctly, and he just comes and gets 5 yards.
Here's a pass complete. Short gain on the play. And that's Payton, Jonah Payton with the reception. Payton 6'2", 190, he's a senior. Willie's a senior. Andrew Young is a senior. We know that Horton's a senior, so this is a senior-laden ball club. And while they may have a lot of talent coming up through the system, you have to think, right now being the highest-rated West Side team in the state, that this is the year that they've been waiting for. Here's a pass, it's complete. That's going to be Andrew Young. That's going to be enough for another Tiger first down.
And if he could have eluded one more tackler, he might have been off and running, looking for 6. Great job in the open field, picking up some extra yardage for his quarterback.
Inside Moore territory now. Hand off Willie. Straight ahead. 4 yards.
Joe Willie takes the handoff.
Maybe 3 on the carry. Call it 2nd down and 7. Good job by the middle of that Moore defense that time.
Yeah, just a good job by that defensive line, continuing to get pressure up the field.
2nd down and 7. The ball at the Lions' 44-yard line as Horton drops the throw, has time, throws complete. That's a 1st down. And that pass again caught by Keenum.
And that's just great timing by the receiver and the quarterback for him to be able to complete that pass when the defensive back is draped all over him. Take a look at that. As soon as the receiver turns around, the ball's right on his backfield shoulder right there.
Saying Davis is back out there, number 3. And a shifty move there by Willie. Well, when Davis went off, you thought there was no way he was coming back.
Yeah, surprisingly, you see him in the starting lineup here in the 2nd half. Tough customer.
So a new set of downs now for the Norman Tigers. Line of scrimmage at the Moore 18-yard line. Horton dropping the throw. Penalty flag comes out as Horton is sacked for the first time tonight.
And just a good job down the field as they get the holding call as well as the sack. But that's more of a coverage sack right there. Good job by the defensive backs blanketing everything down the field. Cade Horton had nowhere to go with the ball.
You know, we talked about Highshaw having too much time. Horton's had a lot of time, but Moore has not really tried to blitz very much.
Now they're bringing all their pressure from that defensive line, just getting up the middle and forcing Cade Horton to have to, move slightly outside the pocket.
Holding offense, 10-yard spot foul, 1st down.
So now line of scrimmage at the 34-yard line. They need to get to the 8 for a 1st down. Horton drops the throw, wants to go deep and has a wide receiver all by himself, and he overshot him.
And there was a miscommunication there in the secondary. It looked like there was a 5-yard out and a post route. Both cornerbacks and safety going with that 5-yard outs heading towards the flats, and he just misses his receiver in the middle of the field, Jonah Payton. Oh man, that's one they're gonna look at in the morning and wish they had back.
There was no defender anywhere near him. Now Horton wants to step up, wants to throw deep again as a receiver, and overshot him again just a little bit.
And that one was on his footwork there. Does a good job of stepping up into the pocket, but he was a little bit, on his toes, leaning forward, didn't have his feet set as correctly as he should have, and that was just it. They say it's a game of inches, and just that missed footwork right there causes the ball to go off target just that much, and Andrew Young can't pull it in, and that's two missed targets there for a touchdown. Doesn't make Coach Brad Hill happy at all.
Not sure what the wait is, but apparently we're going to get a timeout here. And a timeout. I think it is a timeout. Now a flag comes out. Both teams are going to the sideline, however, so hold on.
Dead ball. Delay game, offense. 3rd down.
All right.
I'm guessing initially the refs thought he was going to call a timeout.
Yeah.
Coach Rocky Martin said, nah, go ahead and throw that flag.
So it's 3rd down. Thought it was 4th. All right. 3rd down and very long. Horton flushed out of the pocket. Across the line of scrimmage. Run out of bounds at about the 27, 28-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down. If you're thinking field goal, that'd be about 44, 45 yards. If you're going to go for it on 4th down, Surely you're not going to punt. Line of scrimmage at the 28. They need to get to the 8, so it'll be 4th and 20. And there is Davis, who is back. He left holding that left wrist. I'm trying to see if he's got any extra protective wear on there. Doesn't look like it. So 4th down and 20 for the Tigers. Horton. Here comes a blitz off the edge from Davis. He circles his way back, hits Horton in the end zone all alone, and a touchdown for the Tigers. How'd he get that wide open again?
And Horton puts the ball on the money in between 3 defenders, and Andrew Young comes down with the touchdown grab.
Andrew Young must be quite the route runner, because he is really getting open against that Moore secondary.
Good job by Horton, just staying alive in that backfield as Akil Davis was coming for him from behind, and he just does enough to be open and able to see down the field just slightly and put the ball in the right spot for the Norman touchdown.
Extra point is good, and now the Norman Tigers have gone on top by a score of 35-20. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with the kickoff as you take a look at that last touchdown from Cade Horton to Andrew Young.
Hold on to me, don't let me go. Your first name is free, last name is dumb.
Drive a new Ford Expedition today with 0% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 cash for first responders. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
This is important news for people who use the hair coloring Just for Men and then suffered severe injuries to their scalp or face. Just for Men contains a powerful chemical, PPD. Just for Men Jet Black contains 4 times as much PPD found in other Just for Men products. If you or a loved one used Just for Men and then suffered any of these injuries, call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now to see if you're eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call Davis & Crump right now. Operators are standing by.
Welcome back to your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. There is Mr. Cade Horton. Joe Willie sitting right next to him. Every time I say Joe Willie, I want to say Joe Willie Namath.
There was a Joe Willie's restaurant back where I grew up. Great burgers.
Sounds like a good burger joint. Cade Horton, committed to OU. And they have been able to find the open receiver when needed tonight. Doesn't seem like we've seen much of Daniel Highshaw at all here in this second half. And here's the high short kick. He kind of comes up and grabs it as he goes to his knees, so it's down right there automatically. Making sure was number 23, Jaden West. We saw him leave injured a little bit earlier, so glad to see he's up and back at it. And there is Daniel Highshaw. He's had a huge night already. Right now his team trails by 15 points.
Yeah, they got a lot of work on their hands, and they got to find a way defensively to get a stop. But right now it's all about putting points on the board.
Highshaw. Handoff, Jace Gardner. Gardner is wrapped up there by big number 93, Charles Prince. He's had himself a pretty good game already tonight.
Yeah, this defensive line has held steady, although this Moore Lions offense does a great job rushing the football. They've found ways to bring pressure.
So second down and 10. Ball at their own 17-yard line. Highshaw takes the snap. Quick toss to the far side, complete. Nice move there by Gerard. He's had a good night tonight, but Boy, he had 254 yards receiving last week. It's tough to do that week in and week out.
Yeah, it's tough to match, but right there doing a good job of slight hesitation, giving the defender a move and allowing himself some room up the sideline to make this a very short third down.
Where you see your third down conversions, Moore is 5 of 8 on the night. Third and short for the Lions. Highshaw fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, tries to get to the outside, still fighting, still battling. I don't think he got there.
I don't believe he did either. Good job by the defense getting penetration inside the backfield, and Highshaw didn't even have any room to get going forward.
I'm going to say it's going to be at least 2 yards, maybe 3. It looks like more like 3. It's fourth down, but I don't know if you can give it back to Norman. You haven't been able to stop them all night.
Yeah, I don't advise going for it on fourth down here.
This deep in your own territory. See if maybe they can't draw them off first before only 3 in the play clock. They go ahead and take it. Highshaw wants to throw it underneath. They go to the big tight end. He's got it for a first down. That's Baxter.
Whenever they need 4 or 5 yards, they know who to call. Call on number 89, Baxter.
Got so many weapons that you have to watch out for, including the quarterback running on his own. And Baxter sometimes gets forgotten in this mix, but maybe you shouldn't forget about him because he's a big target. He's a good target. He knows what to do with the football once it gets in his hands.
I'll tell you what, Steve, that's a gutsy call to go for it on fourth down in your own territory, man.
Highshaw, quick over the middle. Back judge barely got out of the way of that.
And that's the play that they were really burning that UConn defense on last week. I think Gardner had about 2 touchdowns on that play alone.
So the line. They trail by 15. Lined up tight all together. Handoff up the middle. Big hole. He's not even been touched yet. There goes Gardner. Gardner inside the 15, taken down inside the 10-yard line. And Jace Gardner showing off his wheels.
And that's the first time he's really gotten loose in this game. Great job by the offensive line. Take another look. They had some pullers. Good job by the tight end Baxter coming across the offense, picking up a good block, and Gardner comes all the way down to the 10-yard line, putting the Lions in the red zone.
Jackson Caldwell coming up and finally getting him, preventing the touchdown. And now a first down and goal for the Tigers. Good read that time on defense. That's number 38 for the Norman Tigers, and that is Willie Prince.
Good job by him, just zone read play, not even messing around, going straight for the running back. Willie Reed puts him right on the ground. 6 feet, 200 pounds. Good sized athlete right there.
Third down and goal. Highshaw rolling out. Underthrown that time as he was trying to hook up with his favorite wide receiver, Brandon Gerard.
Yeah, and he short hops that one right there. I think the pressure had a lot to do with it, trying to rush the process of getting the ball out of his hands before the defender can come make a play.
So now third and goal from the 14-yard line. Highshaw looks over the defense. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Takes the snap, drops, pressured, throws towards the corner, broken up. And a nice defensive play there by Isaac Raymond Brown.
Great job by Raymond Brown making a play on the ball in the air. 50-50 ball right there. Raymond Brown makes sure he comes down with the win.
So third and goal now from the
4th down.
4th down, they say. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you go for it on 4th down on your own 25-yard line, you think you're going to go for it here too?
This be a good place for a quarterback draw?
I don't know. I don't think so because of the area of the field that you are. Everything's compressed, so guys have more time to react.
All right. Highshaw. Gerard there, number 6 at the bottom of your screen, along with Dylan Mallett. Gerard in motion, and somebody moved up front, apparently for the Lions, which may not be the worst thing if you were going to throw the ball anyway, because now it gives you more of the field to work with.
Get ball. False start. Offense. 5 yards. Repeat 4th down.
Now, right now, it looks like this Norman defense is staying in man. And it's going to be interesting because it did not look like they had anybody going over with Gerard in that formation to play him man up. So it might have been a situation where they missed an opportunity here. As you can see, they're going to the empty formation right now.
Back to the tight end in the slot left. Highshaw drops the throw under pressure. In trouble, gets away. Trying to get to the outside, but he's wrangled down there, and a good open field tackle by Willie Prince. That's a big play.
Yeah, that's a big play because the pressure doesn't allow Highshaw to get a chance to look down the field. And if he would have taken his eyes just to the right of the formation, he would have saw Gerard, number 6.
All right, we'll take a timeout, and we'll continue with our coverage here tonight. Norman on top of Moore. They lead at 35-20.
Billy Sims. Easy. How, you ask? By using our online ordering tool. Choose from our menu featuring pulled pork, brisket, smoked chicken, and ribs, all with Billy Sims special spices, and we'll get your order completed right away. Because even though you just picked from our mouth-watering menu of meats, we've been smoking your choices on site for 14 hours. So it's ready when you are. All you have to do is pull up to the door and we'll rush your order out to you. Let Billy Sims make you the takeout hero.
As a working mom, it's very important to spend as many hours as possible with the children. I needed a career that paid well and had great benefits. I wanted to become a police officer in Oklahoma City because Oklahoma City is a great city to raise children. I never thought I'd be a police officer, but I absolutely love my job.
The Oklahoma City Police Department is recruiting new police officers right now. Visit joinokcpd.com and apply today.
Welcome back, everybody. 4:37 left to go here, 3rd quarter. Norman Tigers on top of the Moore Lions, leading it by a score of 35-20. So Moore was unable to convert on the 4th down situation. Tigers will take over 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line. And a running play with Willie that goes off the left side, and he picks up about 3 yards on the carry.
Yeah, and it takes more than one defender to get Willie to the ground. You can see during his running attempts, he's just breaking tackles. One guy holds on, and it takes almost 2 times every time to bring him to the turf.
Play action pass, gets it out on the far side of the field, and that's going to be enough for a 1st down. Andrew Young on the reception. Quite a core of receivers between Young and Payton. They've done a great job tonight. And here's Willie out of the backfield. This time dropped. Good defensive play that time by the Lions. Let's see who made that tackle in there. Number 64 for the Lions. One of the first ones there, Cruz Garrett.
Yeah, it looked like Willie saw a nice little cutback lane, but it was shut down very quickly.
Cramps again, bothering Cole Karn. Man, it's killing me.
Yeah, those things aren't pretty. They sneak up on you.
They tend to Mr. Karn there, and he's had it happen once already. And so Karn still down on the field. Again, tomorrow night coming up, we've got big games for you. The Ford game of the week in Jenks. The defending 6A Division I champion Broken Arrow Tigers will come to Allen Trimble Stadium for a matchup with the Jenks Trojans. Both teams coming off bye week, so they'll be rested and ready to go tomorrow night. 7:30 game time, Broken Arrow and Jenks on the Ford game of the week right here on YurView Channel 3. And then also tomorrow night, as we've got the East-West doubleheader for you, we've got Edmond Santa Fe playing here at Norman as they take on the Norman North Timberwolves. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. Tomorrow night, Edmond Santa Fe, Norman North, and that is right here on YurView Channel 3. So lots of good football action bringing your way. And nobody brings it to you like the folks at Cox and YurView. All right, second down after a short gain on the play. Horton rolling to his right, flag is out, pass downfield, intended out there for Kyler Keenan. Don't think it would have counted anyway, as the referee's the one who threw the flag.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, that looks like a hold on the defense this time.
And now he said offense. He turned to the other side. I guess he corrected himself.
Looks like we got an injured player down for the Moore Lions.
Holding, offense, 10-yard from the spot of the foul. Repeat second down.
So they're going to repeat second down. Injured player down on the turf for the Lions. And we've got 3:26 left to go here in this third quarter of play. It's 28-20 at halftime. Things have slowed down just a bit. See the coaching staff out there, and see the injured player down, and that looks like, you know, they're messing with a knee there, and you always hope that's not the case. Number 69 is Dedrion Jacobs. And again, that affords me some time to tell you about the Over the Middle podcast when we talk about high school football. We also talk about college recruiting, and it's the college football matchup of the season coming up this weekend. Number 7 Notre Dame, they take on number 3 Georgia. And Jeremy Crabtree is joined by Pete Sampson of The Athletic to analyze Notre Dame's unique recruiting approach in Georgia and how the game is dripping with recruiting ramifications for the Fighting Irish. We're also going to break down 5-star USC commit Bryce Young's performance against second-ranked St. Francis and talk about the highly anticipated battle between Arizona rivals Saguaro and also Chaparral Friday night on YurView Arizona and YurView.com. All that and more on this week's episode of the Over the Middle podcast. Saguaro. As you can see, big number 69 limping his way towards the sidelines.
Oh, and they missed a big one right there. Joe Willie streaking down the field and just a little too far out of his reach for him to pull that one in. But if it's on his chest, I think he was taking that one 90 yards for the touchdown.
Just missed a couple of big plays, several of them, as a matter of fact. Horton dropping the throw again. In trouble. Going to throw this one up along the sidelines, and that's going to be thrown away, out of bounds, incomplete.
And that's a good decision right there by Horton, because the cornerback was over the top of number 4, Payton. And it didn't look like there was going to be any completion on that play.
So the ball is at the 10-yard line for the Tigers. As the Norman Tigers are deep to punt it away. Oh, nearly blocked, and maybe somebody got a hand on it because it goes out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Let's see if they mark it as though that's where it's going to stay.
Yeah, there was a lot of penetration in that backfield, and there looked like there was a player in the vicinity that might have got a hand on it.
They're going to spot it right there at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Great opportunity for Moore to get back into this. They trail by 2 scores right now, and obviously would like to get in the end zone and cut that to a single score deficit.
Couldn't ask for better field position.
Gerard goes in motion. Fake the jet sweep. Highshaw keeps it up the middle, and he'll get about 5 yards on the carry inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. Still a long way to go. Still 2:45 left to go here in this 3rd quarter and a whole 4th quarter to play. But after 48 points were scored in the first half, we'd only had 7 scored here so far in this second half.
Things are figured out defensively, making some good adjustments at halftime.
Gerard again. Highshaw keeps and goes forward for about 3 yards on the carry. That's going to bring up 3rd down and about 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's a good tackle by Prince right there. A strong guy, not able to get loose as Highshaw.
See what the Lions dial up here on a 3rd down and short. It's a full 3 yards, probably more like 3.5. Empty backfield. Trips to the near side. Highshaw looking that way. Has a receiver over the middle. Touchdown. Did he hold on? Yes, he did. That's Gerard. No, it is not. It is number 4. That is Dylan Mallett.
And that's a great catch by Mallett, an even better throw by Highshaw, putting that right on the money with that post route, making it look pretty. And they're going to go for 2 here.
They put trips to the left. That brings the safety over, so that kind of allows you to go one-on-one, right?
Yeah, and it's almost a situation where they're in man defense. They ran a switch route with the post to put that defender on the backside and put it right in the middle of the field for Highshaw, and all he has to do is thread the needle, and he does just that. Easier said than done.
Well, if you go for 2 here and you don't make it, then you're still 2 scores away.
But at some point,
you're going to have to.
You're going to have to go for 2.
This time it was Gardner at quarterback who pitched it to Highshaw and throws it to Gardner in the end zone for the score.
What a great play design and a great time to break it out. Good job by the Moore Lions offense and a great job by the coaching staff.
So Gardner goes in at quarterback. Highshaw goes off to the right side, and Gardner pitches it back to Highshaw, and Highshaw throws it to Gardner for the 2-point conversion.
That was pretty, man. That was pretty.
So now we've got a ball game at 35-28 with 1:33 left to go here in this 3rd quarter of play. What a game we thought it would be. And they have not disappointed us here tonight.
I mean, but the bright side for this Norman team is their defense has some things figured out here. They're playing well in the second half. Moore, on the other hand, they've got to stop. So it's something to be encouraged about. They're finding ways to get off the field defensively. So we're in for an interesting 4th quarter here.
All right. Still got a minute and a half left to go, third quarter, and then fourth quarter play. Game is already 2.5 hours old, but we've seen a lot of pass plays tonight. Some incomplete passes, naturally stopping the clock. Here's the high safety type kick, taking it about the 22-yard line by number 8. That is Davis Crowley, the senior wide receiver defensive back. And the Norman Tigers will start with the ball at about their own 34-yard line. And still, as we said, a long way to go.
This Norman offense needs to come on this field and answer back that touchdown. It's kind of an unfortunate situation with the punt being, we not sure if it was partially blocked or if it just came off the side of the foot of the punter, but it gave the Moore Lions the perfect field position for them to come in and get a quick touchdown and bring this game back to 7 points. So they need to come out here and answer back quickly.
Right at the 30-yard line as Horton drops the throw. Pass is complete as he finds the receiver there, and that is Keenan, who's come up with a lot of catches here. And it almost looked as though the receiver behind him could have caught the football too. He's kind of had two receivers in the same area.
No, I think that was just a good throw by Horton, fading him away from the zone and where the players were at.
Joe Willie with a nice run across midfield and deep into Moore territory.
Another flag is on the field, though. See if they're bringing this one back.
Referees and the officials have their little conference, decide what the call was and what the implications will be. Shout out to my boy Billy McCoyne. He's watching tonight. Joe Wilhite also letting us know that they're watching the game tonight on YurView. What'd you make of that?
Illegal participation on white, holding on black. Those penalties offset. Repeat, second down.
All right, so there you go.
So everything's a wash. Let's try it again.
Second down and short from their own 39-yard line. Running play, Joe Willie. And Norman keeps the drive alive with the first down run.
Norman offense moving quickly once again.
Horton just throws a pill down the field, complete there to Jonah Payton.
Yeah, and right now, Horton's kind of feeling it. He just needs enough time from his offensive line to look down the field, especially with this Moore Lions defense playing man-to-man.
Willie up the middle. Boy, they don't waste any time getting the play off. It's right away back to the line of scrimmage. Line it up and let's go. Not giving the defense much time to get a breather.
You can see some hands on hips down there.
They said Moore jumped, but the left tackle jumped up to say so, and so I thought that would have been a penalty on him.
Nah, nobody crossed that imaginary line and got into the restricted zone, so I think they're going to let him play.
And they're going to let the clock wind down to probably end this third quarter, and they do. So we played 3 of 4, 35-28 the score. The Norman Tigers on top of the Moore Lions here on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
Often the first use of a medication comes from someone finding that medication in a family member's home. If you've been prescribed a medication that's potentially hazardous, you need to keep it locked up and away from your other family members. Safe storage of medications is my prescription for change.
Great times, hard work, and memories happen with your car. Before your next adventure, treat your car to a Charlie's Car Wash. Every wash includes our industry-best pre-wash. After your state-of-the-art wash, enjoy our free self-serve vacuums. Or let us provide a fast inside cleaning while you wait. With over 45 years of vehicle cleaning experience, we'll get your car clean, inside and out. Charlie's Car Wash, 5857 Northwest Expressway, War Acres.
As Oklahomans, we know all too well what storm season means. Hail and high winds can come fast and out of nowhere. With a legacy of professionalism, superior work, and honesty, Salazar is the most trusted name in roofing. We'll take a look at the damage and provide you with a free estimate. Then you can be confident knowing your home will be secure. At Salazar, our family is committed to taking care of Oklahoma. Salazar, a name you can trust.
Welcome back to Norman Harv Collins Field. The home Tigers, they lead it right now by 7, 35-28, and they have the football. And whistles sound before they actually get the play off.
Yeah, and it looked like that wide receiver over there on that left side of the offense made a move before everybody started the play. He even knows it. He raises his hands, and yeah, that one's on me, Coach.
Before the snap, false start, offense, still second down.
Racking up a lot of penalty yardage in this game.
So now second down and 10. As Horton drops the throw, and he wants to go deep again, and he fires it downfield. Oh, the receiver had it and couldn't hang on.
It just bounces off of his chest, and oh, that one has to hurt for Andrew Young. He made the perfect route. He faded with the ball as he was tracking it in the air and just loses concentration at the last possible second for the incomplete pass.
Have you ever seen a quarterback throw deep so many times in one game?
Hey, man, when it's open, you got to let it fly.
You know, and you got receivers that normally are bringing that ball down, and that time he just could not hang on. So second and 10, they're in more territory at their 46-yard line. Horton again to throw, in trouble. Circles the wagons and then throws deep once again. Going end zone for Young. A lot of contact going on back there. And probably the best call is no call, because that probably could have been called on both.
Yeah, and you got to think Andrew Young is tired down there, running deep 2 plays in a row. Both of them tough receptions to get.
Saying, Coach, man, I need a breather.
Yeah, he's had a lot of responsibilities this evening, so he deserves a little break.
Young has 9 catches, 116 yards on the night. Now third down, or fourth down, and they kick it away. And it goes out of bounds. Let's see where they're going to spot it, however. Kind of a quick kick effort there by the Norman Tigers. And we watch the line judge. Where's he going to stop? Right there at about the 28-yard line. 28-yard line will be the line of scrimmage for the Moore Lions.
That's 2 stops in a row, though, for that defense. So good job by them finding a way to get off the field.
First and 10 play. Highshaw, quick pass over the middle. They get it to Gerard, and he takes a shot there from number 22, Jackson Caldwell.
And last week that goes off for a touchdown with that little quick slant route by the slot receiver. But this time, Jackson Caldwell has something to say about it as he comes downhill, makes his presence felt.
Running play. Gardner wrestled to the ground there, and guy's name we've called a lot all night tonight, Charles Prince. 6'1", 210 defensive lineman.
And that's just a good tackle. Gardner didn't really have any room to run. Had people diving at his feet as soon as he crossed the line of scrimmage.
So, second down and 10, or 9 rather, for the Lions as Gerard goes in motion. Top of your screen to the right, handoff. Goes to Gardner, makes one guy miss, still on his feet. Going to get spun out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. Still needs 4 to get the first down yardage to keep the drive alive.
It's going to be interesting to see what the offense for the Lions come up with here. 3rd and 5. I want to say it's going to be a zone read or a quick slant as wide as that slot receiver is.
Highshaw going to roll it to the right. Going to throw downfield. Receiver is there. Gerard. Good coverage by number 7, Isaac Raymond Brown.
And another great defensive play by Isaac Raymond Brown. Coming up and defending the pass. That might be his 3rd PBU pass breakup of the night. Just not allowing these receivers any great plays down the field. Man, having a great night. Love to see these great defensive backs doing good things down the field.
Wonder what the total offense is combined for both teams. Put Andy Casey to work here. So, gee whiz, Steve. As if I don't have enough to do already. Punting situation for the Moore Lions. It slowed down a little. As we said, it was 28-20 at halftime. And we've got a flag on the play.
And if this is on the defense, it's going to be on.
Moore's retreating.
Okay. That was 4th and 5, so it could be a first down.
Delay game.
They were trying to throw him off, but couldn't. So still a punting situation. Not a bad try. Gotta try it. Norman Tigers on top by 7. We're just underway here in the 4th quarter. Gardner is the up man for the Moore Lions. Kick is away. High short kick. And it goes out of bounds, and the Tigers should have really good field position. .550 and .418, that's .968 total offense between the two teams. We still have almost a full quarter to go. I feel safe in saying we'll see 1,000 yards in total offense tonight.
Yeah, that's one that you can take to the bank.
Cade Horton's had a good night. I think every offensive player's had a good night. Joe Willie's had a good running night. Andrew Young, fine job receiving.
The question is, who's going to have a better second half, because the defense has definitely stepped up. And
how about that play there? Number 69, Dedrian Jacobs, 6'4", 331, grabbed a hold of Willie and said, "You ain't going nowhere."
Nowhere fast. Good to see him back in the game after taking a little spill there earlier in the second half.
Horton to throw. Wanting to throw. Chased out of the pocket. Oh, it looks like he got it by the face mask, and he did. He reached out, tried to grab him. Horton still on his feet, fighting for every last second, but that was a blatant face mask there. I think everybody in the stadium saw that one.
Yeah, that's definitely 15 yards. And you could see as soon as he grabbed it, he let go and almost stopped playing, saying, "Oh, man."
Personal foul, face mask, defense. 15 yards.
So that not only gives them a first down, it gives them another 15 yards. Puts the ball right at the Moore Lions 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for Cade Horton and the Norman Tigers. 2nd down, sorry. Brad Hill said, man, we almost had him. Quick pass, dropped. Defense was right there anyhow. Good coverage there by Highshaw. We haven't called his name much on defense, but
yeah,
he also plays over there as well.
Does a good job reading the screen and coming down hill fast.
3rd down for the Tigers. Highshaw keeping it, trying to get outside, cannot. Good job by the Lions defense as they turn him back, and that'll bring up a 4th down situation.
At that point, you kind of wish Horton would have handed the ball off to Joe Willie, because you can't bounce that outside when it's 3rd and short. You got to get the first down.
4th down, they're going to go for it. Nope, they're going to draw him off sides and get the first down. Wow.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Results in first down.
Big penalty right there. Sometimes it's just the little things that make the difference.
A world of difference.
So now the line of scrimmage at the 36-yard line in Moore territory. Handoff, Willie up the middle. And he'll get a good 5, 6, 7 yards on the carry.
Yeah, that was a good, tough, hard run by Joe Willie, right up the middle. Put both hands on the ball and hang on. Let's go for a ride.
2nd down and 3 for the Tigers. Willie again getting the call. He's been a workhorse tonight, and a flag comes in, thrown by the referee.
Seems like there's just a flag on every other play right now that's stopping both of these offenses from being successful in the 2nd half.
Some of the fans in the stands enjoying the ball game.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard spot foul. Repeat 2nd down.
So repeat 2nd down. Move the line of scrimmage now all the way back to the Moore 40-yard line. Let's see what the Tigers can come up with here. Horton pulls it back, wants to throw, steps up, then throws. Nice catch by Young, trying to hang on to the football, and he takes a big hit. And 4 or 5 guys had him. And Andrew Young has had a big night tonight. We've called his name quite a bit.
Yeah, that was a good play by Horton and Young. Although it wasn't for a big chunk of yards, good job, individual efforts by them. Avoiding the tackler and Young being able to bring down that tough catch and getting down safely.
3rd down and about 6 as Willie takes the handoff, fights his way forward. He's going to be pretty close. Still a little shy, I believe, but good hard run once again.
Yeah, and either way, you don't run the ball like that on 3rd down unless you're going to go for it on 4th. So I imagine we're going to see this offense stay on the field no matter if he got it or not.
Tigers trying to add to their lead. They're up by 7. We're just about ready to go under that 7-minute mark left in the ball game. Horton handoff. Willie fights his way, has the first down, and he won't go down. Finally thrown down. give it to him. They listed him 170. He doesn't look 170.
He don't run like he's 170.
And he definitely does not run like he's 170.
Carrying defenders and tacklers across that first down marker.
Horton again throws the ball for the end zone. Defenders all over him back there.
But he catches it anyways.
How about that? Touchdown again, thrown to number 4. That is Payton.
Just a great job, great concentration in the back of the end zone. And what a dime that was from Horton, just to drop it right in the bucket. And Payton makes it Pater.
Horton has had a big night throwing the football. My goodness sakes. Grady Wade in for the extra point attempt. Try to make this a 42-28 ball game. Kick is blocked at the line of scrimmage. So we'll take a timeout with 6:30 left to go. The Norman Tigers lead the Moore Lions 41-28 our score. We'll be back.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com. You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Your Oklahoma Ford Dealers game of the week. Kate Horton's had quite a night. 281 yards passing. Thrown a couple of touchdowns along with that on the evening. And he is not afraid to throw the football in a crowd, deep, anywhere else. He is a good one. 22 of 32, 281. How many TDs, Andy? Got several, I know that. 5 touchdown passes. I'd say he's all right.
Yeah, that's not a bad night at all.
Tigers now up leading it after the extra point was blocked, 41-28. Line drive kick angled towards the sideline. That's going to go into the end zone. Not quite sure how it did that, but all the way back, and that'll bring it out to the 20-yard line of the Moore Lions. Here's a look at that replay again.
Nice contested catch by Payton. Oh, man. Doesn't look more beautiful than that.
So the Lions, who put up 20 points in that first half, have only been able to score once here in the second half. Trying to figure out what it is that they can do to get things going here offensively. Hishaw has not had a bad game himself, but it seems like Norman's had the football almost all this second half. There he is, number 2, Daniel Hishaw for the Moore Lions. Fakes the handoff, he goes deep, hit as he throws. Trying to make the over-the-shoulder catch out there was Brandon Gerard, but goes incomplete. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they've been having trouble with those go balls all night. Seems like Hishaw trying to put it on that upfield shoulder instead of fading out. Wide receivers trying to go ahead with the Willie Mays catch and just not able to track it down successfully.
Look at you making the old-time reference.
I know a little something.
Man.
You know, I do my studies, my histories.
So proud of you.
That's what I live for.
2nd and 10 from their own 20. And movement up front. And the flags are thrown out.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5 yards. 2nd down.
Well, they didn't need that. So now 2nd down and 15 coming up. Brad Hill trying to get this offense going here. Highshaw takes the snap, blitz from the edge, avoids the rushers, wanted to throw, and then is hit from behind as he, at the last second, decided not to throw it because there was double coverage downfield on Gerard, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and long situation.
And it's almost a good thing that he didn't throw the football because he was well past that line of scrimmage.
Highshaw, you can see right there what a competitor he is.
Take a look. He's been under pressure a lot in the 2nd half.
He is not happy.
Not at all.
And they've got to call a timeout before they get hit with the delay of game penalty.
Timeout. More.
We'll take a break as well, and we will take a timeout with our score. Norman Tigers 41-28. They lead the Moore Lions.
The best place to tailgate is at Louie's Grill and Bar. Football season is here, and Louie's is ready for you before the game, after the game, or even during the game. We have all your favorites and tons of TVs. At Louie's, we're in your neighborhood. Come relax at Louie's on the Lake. We're cooking up all your favorites and serving them with ice-cold drinks and the city's best sunsets. And when the sun goes down, Lake Hefner only gets better. At Louie's, we're in your neighborhood.
Often the first exposure to the illicit use of a medication comes from someone finding that medication in a family member's home. If you've been prescribed a medication that's potentially hazardous, you need to keep it locked up and away from your other family members. Safe storage of medications is my prescription for change.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back to Harv Collins Field here in Norman. Rocky Martin right there. His Norman Tigers trying to hang on and defeat this Moore Lion Club, leading it by a score of 41-28. 3rd and long for the Lions. And the pass over the middle, and Gardner had it. Would have had the first down, but just couldn't hang on. Oh, my, so close. Seemed like he tipped it 3 different times. That was a perfect throw, right on the money. Maybe just a little bit out in front of him. You can tell he thinks he should have had that ball. Now that'll bring up a 4th down situation, and even if he doesn't run for the touchdown, he was going to have enough for the first down. Can't help but be very impressed by both these teams. So a 4th down right now, and Highshaw dropping the throw and throwing it downfield and just really nowhere to go as Norman blitzes on the play, and really not enough time to get the ball downfield because it seemed as though all of his receivers were running deep routes. So the Lions will give it up deep inside their own territory to the Norman Tigers. Normally you would say that Norman's not going to be in a hurry to score, but that seems to be the way that they play, because we've not seen them slow it down for any reason whatsoever. That's just the way that they run it. And here come the Tigers, led by their quarterback, Cade Horton. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line, and it's a give up the middle to Joe Willie. And now the Tigers want to take as much time as possible, so don't be surprised if they run it a couple more times here.
The question is for this more Lions team is when do they start calling timeouts to try to save some clock for their offense to try and get a couple of quick scores.
So 2nd down coming up for the Tigers. Horton's going to keep it this time, get inside the 10 down to about the 9-yard line. Willie with 13 carries, 85 yards on the night. But the clock running now as we get down close to the 4.5-minute mark. Checking into the lineup is Kyler Keenan. And let's see what they call here on 3rd down. Quick pass, incomplete. Tried the play action and then tried to hook up there with Andrew Young. Did not work. So if they get a field goal here, or any other score, but thinking the field goal would be the easiest, that would mean that it would be more than a 2-possession game, which you would think with 4:08 should be enough to put it out of reach. They're going to go for it, it appears. On 4th down, they can get a 1st down without getting a touchdown. They need to get to about the 6. So call it 4th and 4. Horton drops, looks, running, still looking. And a flag comes out, now throws, and the pass. Looks like they're saying it was caught, but there was a flag thrown. Far side in that back end zone. Payton is back there. But the flag came out well into the play. So you've had the idea that this one was coming back. If Norman did do anything, Moore would take the penalty. Officials gathering, conferring. They all get together and each one kind of decides what they think the call was and where it should go and what it should be, because they have to work together like a team as well. Now they come over to explain it to Rocky Martin. Rocky's not happy, you can see that.
But illegal participation, receiver went out of bounds, come back in and caught the ball. That penalty is declined. They have a hold in the backfield. It's a spot foul. It's a 10-yard penalty, 4th down.
So essentially they get the play over because the receiver was out of bounds, came back in to make the catch. And so the fans still sitting on the edge of their seats, hoping their Tigers can put this one away, but now they'll be looking at a 4th. They need to get to about the 8-yard line. Line of scrimmage is going to be the 23, so 4th and 15 coming up. Payton goes wide to the right. Young, bottom of the screen here on your left. See what the Tigers and Cade Horton can do. Drops the throw, 4-man rush. Throws downfield and a little too high, incomplete. Check the field, no flags, and the Moore Lions will get the football. They still have a life, trailing by 13. 2-possession ball game with 3:51 to play. talk about some of the great plays that we have during the game. We have the Cox play of the game, and it'll be coming your way here as we'll take a look and show you. There was a lot of plays to choose from, so it wasn't easy. But this one is the one that stands out above the rest. Cade Horton dropping the throw. Andrew Young in the end zone, bobbled it, and then makes the catch. As you take a second look once again, perfect throw. And the defender unable to keep up, and a good job there by Andrew Young. That is your Cox play of the game for tonight. And here's Highshaw throwing deep down the middle. 3 defenders in the area, only 1 receiver. Pass is incomplete. And getting up in the gimpy mode there, number 72, Braxton Maldonado. He'll shake it off, big fella. Maldonado, 6'2", 278. He's a junior. Stops the clock. Still 3:45 to play. See if Norman doesn't try to blitz off that edge and make Maldonado move. Tigers show blitz. And they come with it. Highshaw lost the football, and it's recovered by Norman. Ball popped right up in the air. He gets into the end zone. I thought he stepped out, but they're going to say that's a touchdown. And a big touchdown to seal the victory there for Charles Prince. Highshaw trying to make something happen. Got past the line of scrimmage, and the ball was punched out and went right into the hands of Charles Prince, and he dances into the end zone for the touchdown, and that now makes our score 47-28 with the extra point attempt to come.
Just a great effort defensively by everybody, especially the defensive line, coming and bringing the pressure, coming from behind and poking the ball out from Daniel Highshaw. And right time, right place.
Did it look like he was close to stepping out of bounds, Dion?
He was close, but I mean, he was, like you said, dancing right in front of me over here. Gets up the sideline, picks up a couple of good blocks, and cuts it back at the right time and gets into the end zone.
Yeah, they're still celebrating on the sidelines. Anytime the defensive lineman can get a touchdown, that's great.
Yeah, the whole team gets up for that one. You should see the smile on Coach Rocky Barton's face right now as he celebrated with his team as they got into the end zone.
So Grady Wade in for the extra point attempt. And he kind of lines this one to the left, but sneaks it in there and good. And with the extra point, that now makes our score. As you take a look at the replay once again, knocked out there, trying to find out who that was. That was 17. As you watch him go down the sidelines, he stayed in. Number 17, Cedric Seals, knocked it out. Number 93, Charles Prince, with the touchdown. And there goes the big fella. Good-looking athlete. No doubt that he could have taken that further, but gets into the end zone and again makes it now a 3-possession game with just 3:34 left to play. It's been a good one here tonight. Moore coming in with a record of 1-2 on the season. Just don't have quite the defensive needs that would separate them from being a good team to being a really good team. Offense is obviously there. The defense just had trouble, as everybody has had, stopping this Norman Tiger offense all season long.
Yeah, and it just seemed like the difference in the game was Norman was able to apply the pressure to put this Moore offense into some unlikely situations, and you heard it from Coach Martin there at halftime. He said if you're going to live by the blitz, you're going to die by the blitz, and this time they were able to survive because of the blitz and the pressure they were putting on the Moore offense.
Kickoff is going to roll into the end zone, automatic touchback. And they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. Looking ahead to next week, the Tigers will be home once again as they play host to UConn. Meantime, the Moore Lions will also be at home as they host Southmore. So both teams will try to continue what they have built at this point. Moore will fall to 1-2 on the year, it appears, and the Tigers will improve their record to 3-0. It's been a good one so far here this evening, what we've seen, and let's see how it finishes up here.
There is no foul for a kick out of bounds. The ball hit the pylon, which is in the end zone, makes it a touchback.
So the ball hit the pylon. Pylon's in the end zone. Automatic touchback, and they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. Highshaw going to throw it. Throws behind the receiver. Trying to hook up with Brandon Gerard. Unable to do so. Don't know how many plays that Highshaw played on defense. We saw him out there some. He could have been out there more. That may have been all that we saw him out there, but you can bet that that young man is gassed.
Yeah, he's had a busy night.
2nd down and 10 as Highshaw drops the throw. In trouble and spun down. A sack for the Norman Tigers. So Highshaw, as you can see there, just flying across. Look at the great effort given there by Willie Prince. Diving to make that tackle.
And you should see it over here on the field, Steve. I mean, all these defensive linemen and this defense still giving 100% effort, even with the game pretty much put away. They're still coming off the edge as if it was the first quarter.
Clock running, 2:46 to play. And the whistles blow.
Timeout, Moore.
And
Second
the Moore
timeout.
Lions take the timeout with 2:40 left to play, trailing Norman by a score of 48-28. Another reminder that we have here next week's game coming up. Tomorrow night's game coming up, which would be the Ford game of the week. Defending champions 6A Division I champ Broken Arrow Tigers coming to Allen Trimble Stadium for a matchup with the Jenks Trojans. That game is 7:30 tomorrow night. Broken Arrow and Jenks be coming your way on YurView Channel 3. And tomorrow night, Ford game of the week will be right here again at Norman as Norman North plays host to Edmond Santa Fe. Highshaw dropping the throw. A little bit behind, but caught by Brandon Gerard. And he is knocked out of bounds after the short gain on the play. That'll bring a for the Moore Lions. Seeing a lot of incomplete passes, a lot of penalties. But mostly high-flying offense. Moore just unable to keep up with that Norman attack. Trailing it now by a score of 48-28. Snap goes over the punter's head and through the end zone. And that'll be a safety. So that adds 2 more points to the tally for Norman. And that now makes the score 50-28. And then you got to kick it off from the 20-yard line. Now the Tigers really have to like the way that they played. Even though they gave up 20 points in that first half, Defense settled down, only gave up 8 in the second half, and you can see Brad Hill kind of scratching his head right there, talking with Bill Dawkey, one of his assistants. Coach Hill can lean on Coach Dawkey for all of the experience and all the games that he has been through. While at Norman North, also a coach out in Western Oklahoma as well. And both teams gathered around their coaches, assistant coaches, as Moore will come back out and again have to kick from their own 20-yard line and give the ball right back to the Norman Tigers. Remind you, the replay for this game will be available. It says at 10:30. I don't know. It's about 10:30 now. So it might be a little bit after that. And then we'll run again Monday evening at 7:30. Search for Ford Game of the Week on YouTube to watch it any old time. Lions lined up, ready to kick it away. Mr. Soto to take care of those duties. High short kick, far side of the field, goes out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. They'll actually say the 49-yard line is where it crossed the plane of the end zone. And the Tigers will go to work. Let's see if they make any substitutions.
Yeah, I'm imagining we're going to see a lot of players gain some experiences in these late last
the kick out of bounds.
Minutes and 34 seconds.
Kicking team, 5 yards. First down.
So the line of scrimmage for the Norman Tigers now will be the Moore 46-yard line. See who they put in at quarterback there. Horton stays in at the quarterback spot, handoff. Nothing doing there. Nothing doing but just working some clock now. So a gain of 2 on the play brings up 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. In no hurry now as the game clock goes under 2 minutes to play. Got some different numbers playing at the wideout position, also at the tailback spot. Horton stays in at quarterback. And the give up the middle, not going to go anywhere. Ball carrier there, number 39, Dre Hill. Not able to get much there, maybe a yard. And quickly some of the other guys make it to the sidelines as some of the other youngsters are getting a chance to get into the ball game and play. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Horton looks to the sidelines, gets the play, and here we go. Hands it again to Dre Hill, goes up the middle. Hill fights his way for about 6 or 7 yard gain. Check that, actually number 48 on the carry that time was Taylor Harris. Harris, a sophomore, you know he's excited to get the ball. Wants to do all he can to impress, but now a 4th down situation, 4th down and 3 coming up for the Tigers. If they can convert that 1st down, that would be the final play of the game. As it is, there's about 13 seconds difference between the play clock and the game clock. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Number 80 is Arturo DeLora. Here's a handoff, straight ahead, fighting his way once again, and getting close enough, and I think he's got enough for the 1st down. And with that, that should be the end of the football game. The Norman Tigers improved to 3-0 in the season as they get the victory tonight over the Moore Lions. Our final score, 50-28. Players from both teams congratulating each other. As hard-fought battle here tonight. It was a 28-20 score with Norman on top at halftime, and their offense did not stop, but the Moore Lions were not able to continue to score at the rate that Norman was here tonight, and the Tigers end up winning it by 22. 50-28 is our final score.
We're on the track.
Hard-fought battle here tonight at Harv Collins Field. Two longtime rivals. Before there were Norman North, Southmore, and Westmore, this was your Cleveland County Showdown, or whatever name they may have called it back in the day, between these two squads. And tonight, the victory goes to the Norman Tigers. Good game. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you here tonight on YurView. And don't forget about the replay that'll be coming up and the opportunity to also watch it on YouTube as well. Tigers taking a knee as they will go through their post-game speech.
Hey, go to break. Go to break.
All right, we'll take a timeout and come back, and we'll talk to head coach Rocky Martin when we return.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Oklahoma is not just a state, it's a state of mind. Weoki Federal Credit Union understands what it means to be an Oklahoman. We help the Bennett family lower their auto loan payment by $227 each month. We remove the burden of an 18% loan and provided them with a loan rate they can afford. With a little extra money each month, we helped an Oklahoma family do something important. Smile. Weoki Federal Credit Union. We are here for Oklahoma.
Drive a new Ford F-150 today with $8,000 total savings plus $1,000 cash for first responders. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Are you ready to love where you live? Discover the communities of Town Square by McCaleb Homes. Charming historic architecture takes you back to a simpler time, yet with all the modern amenities. These walkable communities in Edmond are designed so you can get to know your neighbors the old-fashioned way. Our Residence Club features a state-of-the-art fitness studio and indoor and outdoor party spaces. Come see and feel the vintage craftsmanship at the communities of Town Square. You'll love where you live.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back. Once again, our final score in your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. The Norman Tigers win it by a score of 50-28. Dion Amate is on the field, and he's got the coach.
Coach Martin, how do you think your kids did there in the second half?
Yeah, I think the boys responded well. You know, I thought offensively we made some drives, and then defensively we came up with some big stops, and we had a turnover and a touchdown on defense. So I felt overall they performed really well.
A very competitive game. Both of these offenses were, you know, highly talented. What did you think about how they answered as far as this tough adversity?
Really well. I mean, both these teams are playoff teams, in my opinion, and they're both offenses are explosive. You know, it's hard to defend, I'll tell you that much, but couldn't be more proud of how we came out the second half and how we finished the game.
Well, good luck with the rest of the season, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back to you, Steve.
All right. Thank you very much. And now it's time to take a look at the player of the game video as we take a look at what was really a tough selection to make because there were so many big plays in this game. And it's Cade Horton throwing the quick underneath pass as he gets it there to number 10, Andrew Young. And there it is once again. So Cade Horton and Andrew Young hooking up for the play of the game. And there's another look at it, and just a great effort there. And standing by is Dion Amate with the two players of the game. Dion?
Yes, sir. The 1-2 combination, Cade Horton, Andrew Young. Dominating performance by both of you. We're going to start with you, Cade. How do you think you played tonight?
You know, we played good. You know, it's always a good night when we're able to have those completions and, you know, put up points, but we missed a couple throws. We got a couple drops, so we obviously have room to improve and get better.
Andrew, dominating performance, a lot of tough contested catches. What do you think about your performance?
You know, I think I did really well for my performance. I saw I could have done better, had a few drops at the end. I was getting fatigued, but overall I think I did pretty well. Probably one of my better, if not my best game so far that I've had in my career.
So as far as going throughout the rest of the season, what do you think your team needs to improve on to go ahead and get this district?
We need to improve on just, you know, not making mental mistakes. We got to get better of taking advantage of opportunities. You know, we had a couple moments where we could have put the game away and it stopped, and that can't happen if we want to win district. So,
you on the other hand, anything you're looking forward to with the rest of the season?
Just playing the East Side teams really, and just playing all the teams up that, you know, give us a challenge. You know, just trying to put up points against those good teams and stuff like that.
Well, guys, congratulations on being our players of the game. And any shout-outs y'all want to give? Hi to mom or hi to the girlfriend or anything? Nothing? Y'all are good?
I'm going to shout out my mom and my dad.
All right. See, Mom? And you want to say something to Mom? Nothing to Mom. I want to say hi to my mom, though. So and Steve. Shout out to Steve. Back to you, Steve.
All right. Thank you very much. And thank you, too, Cade Horton and Andrew Young tonight as they, of course, combined for our player of the game video. Let's take a look at the highlights from our contest here this evening between Norman and Moore, and there are plenty of highlights. Big contest this evening between the Lions and the Tigers. And early in the contest, it was Daniel Highshaw getting into the end zone. Moore goes on top by a score of 7-0, but Cade Horton would answer back as he finds Jaden Bray in the end zone for a touchdown, and a big interception here by Cedric McClendon to stop one of the Moore drives. And then this is Joe Willie. He had a big night. Willie with a nice touchdown run to get into the end zone for the Norman Tigers. Here's Highshaw once again, stopping, playing field, and he is able to find Dylan Millette in the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. But Horton was not done. Here's the quick underneath play, and we showed as our play of the game to Andrew Young. Young getting the reception in the end zone for the touchdown, and then Highshaw on a 4th and goal from the 20 rolls out and then just decides to keep it himself, scores the touchdown. Here's Andrew Young catching another touchdown pass from Cade Horton. As we saw, we had plenty of points on the night. Here's Horton once again dropping, throwing, end zone. Andrew Young again for another touchdown. They both had huge nights. Here's Highshaw. He's going to go to the end zone. He finds his receiver there, Dylan Millette, with the touchdown. And then what about this catch right here? Jonah Payton from Cade Horton with the touchdown. And that's the way this game would end as we watch Daniel Highshaw try to scoot on up, loses the football, recovered there by Charles Prince. Prince gets into the end zone for the defensive touchdown. And what a contest it was here tonight. Final score 50-28. The Norman Tigers over the Moore Lions. All right, let's take a look now at the final stats for the contest here this evening. There were a lot of numbers to go through. Andy Casey, great job tonight. Appreciate him as always. And as we take a look at those numbers, 208 yards rushing for the Moore Lions. Norman had 240. Passing yards 207 for Moore. That gives them 415 total. Passing yards for Norman 281. That's 521 total yards in offense. Norman had 19 first downs. Moore had 13 penalties. Moore 8 for 85 yards, and Norman had 10 for 80. So an action-filled night. 50-28, our final score once again, as the Norman Tigers defeat the Moore Lions here this evening at Harv Collins Field. And coming up tomorrow night, tomorrow night's game, will be Edmond Santa Fe and Norman North here at Norman. Same field, game time 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Edmond Santa Fe and Norman North right here on YurView Channel 3. Great game tonight, Dion. All right, that's the final tonight. We'll have the guys here tomorrow night for more action for you right here on YurView. I'm Steve Marshall. Thanks to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to the guys who helped us with all the broadcasts tonight. We are done here this evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
The Ford Game of the Week is being brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers. Visit your best in Oklahoma Ford dealers for the best deals on Ford's full line of vehicles.